New Zealand is the centre of the rugby universe for the next 6 weeks. 12 of the world's best teams down under to battle for World Cup glory. 1 year delay due to the pandemic. This is the moment the ladies have been waiting for, and Auckland is absolutely buzzing. Tonight, we are set to witness a world record crowd for a women's international. This is Australia, New Zealand to open Rugby World Cup 2021 on your home of rugby, Channel 9 and Stan Sport. Good afternoon. It is wonderful to have your company. I'm Ros Kelly on deck today. Aussie 7 superstar Dom du Toit, Alana Ferguson, our triple international, and former Wallaby Drew Mitchell. Dom, this is going to be massive.
It is. It's a huge game to kick off against arch rivals, the Black Ferns. You know, they're going to have the support of a home crowd, a record-breaking, sell-out crowd, and the Wallaroos are going to need to come out of the blocks fast to combat that.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? Like, this is the pinnacle, and I feel like with the Black Ferns being at home, it gives you a different kind of energy. So the Wallaroos are going to have to match that, but also taking confidence after the last time they faced one another. There were only 8 points in that match. But it's just so important for them to get a fast start.
Yeah, it is. And look, World Cups are different. They're a different beast. It's a tournament rugby. You've got to make sure that you start strong right from the outgo. And tonight, it's the Wallaroos' chance against the Black Ferns.
OK, this is day one, and this is how the tournament is going to work. Triple headers every single weekend for the next 6 weeks. 3 pools of 4 teams, the top 2 teams from each pool, plus the 2 best third-place sides progress to the quarterfinals. There were big wins for France and England earlier today in Pool C. The Wallaroos road to the final, meanwhile, it looks like this. They take on the 5-time World Cup champions New Zealand tonight at a packed-out Eden Park. Then it's on to Scotland and Wales and hopefully a place in the quarterfinals. But let's go to Eden Park now for all of the build-up. Our man on the ground is Sean Maloney, and he has a special guest with him.
Well, Ros, I found the birthday girl, Maddie Shark. Maddie, how about this Eden Park? Describe the enormity of this and how big this is for the game, for the women's game.
It's huge. Like, I've never heard of a game ever selling out for a women's match, especially an international one. There's a lot of black jerseys here, but it's really easy to spot the green and gold ones with the black jerseys everywhere. But it honestly just feels like one of the men's games.
Got a touch of big time as well with Rita Ora here, one of the stars. Another star, quickly, word on Shani Williams for the Wallaroos.
Oh, I cannot wait to see the combination of Shani Williams and G. Fred out on that edge. I've watched Shani Williams carve it up in the sevens. I've played with her, and now can't wait to see that combination out in this World Cup today.
Hopefully it is a dream birthday for you, Maddie. We'll catch you through the tournament as well. Ros, it's really starting to amp up here at Eden Park. Kick-off not far away.
We cannot wait. Sean Maloney, we will check in with you again soon. Dom, you've played a lot of footy with Shani. How influential is she on and off the field around the side?
Yeah, I have. And I think her on-field performances speak for themselves, but it's the air of professionalism that she brings, again, both on and off the field, that is incredible. I mean, there's a reason that she's still playing so good, one of the world's best at her age. She's something else. She's really special, and she's going to be a great asset to this Wallaroos side.
To see her in action. Well, Stan viewers, do not go anywhere. We are going to get the final word from the Wallaroos coach up next. But this side and women's rugby in Australia, it has come such a long way. And as they prepare to open their World Cup campaign, the Aussie women, they never forget those who paved the way before them, and they're motivated to continue their legacy.
I grew up playing rugby league, so I wanted to play for the St George Dragons when I was a little girl.
I always wanted to be a basketballer or a ballerina when I was really young.
So I actually had no idea rugby union existed. When I was 15, I actually watched the Aussie Sevens girls at the Olympics. I remember watching it and being like to my mum, "You told me I couldn't play tackle football. You told me that wasn't a thing."
And I've had to work so hard to get to sort of play with the crest on their jersey.
Trying to prove our worth, the value in our game. I feel like we're always trying to prove that. The hard work everyone has put in. It's really inspiring.
I just wanted to wish the team all the best of luck for the upcoming World Cup. You've got a number of veterans like Illy in your team who can definitely lead by example. If you use that nervous energy to your advantage, and your chance will come. I tell you, give it to those dirty Kiwis, because there is no better feeling than beating them. I'll be here cheering you on. I wish you all the best of luck.
There's been a number of Wallaroos who've played before us, and it's really special to have their backing and their support, and hopefully we can take that with us into the World Cup.
Those women before me really had it hard, and they have shaped the path that I am now going through.
The legacy that's already in the jersey to the legacy we're creating now. There's so much behind the Wallaroos.
I had the honour of playing in the inaugural Women's World Cup back in 1998. A quote that has always inspired me is practice daily excellence. Excellence takes more work, it takes more energy. To achieve this excellence, you have to be above mediocre. You have to work harder, and you have to do it for yourself and for the team. Represent your country, your family and your friends with excellence. Go for it, go the Wallaroos.
That's what rugby does, it unites people, and it doesn't really matter where you come from or the colour of your skin. It's an inclusive game, and it's pretty cool that I get to play a part in it. I think the common feeling or the mutual feeling is it's an absolute privilege because it's not given to many.
We have mums in our teams, we have people studying full-time at university. Anything we do now is just helping to try and keep fighting a good fight and getting the women's game to the level it needs to be in Australia and around the world.
Hi Mom, congratulations. I'm gonna see you at New Zealand soon. I love you and I miss you.
We're really proud of you, and we can't wait to cheer you girls on in New Zealand.
Boom, boom.
They've just been a huge support, especially outside of rugby. I couldn't really be here without them. Like, you just want to make them proud. You want to see their faces light up as soon as you run out there. Like, my absolute world, yeah.
The girls that have kids and still make it to training, whereas I'm flat out remembering my socks. Those girls I really look up to.
We're all a bunch of battlers, and everyone's here because we love playing footy, and we love playing footy together, and we love representing our country.
Because I literally remember sitting on my couch being like, oh, this is sick. Yeah. Women's footy. And then
look, here we are, and it's just incredible. And to be at that World Cup, making my family proud, who have done so much for me, and also my community proud. And with my little sisters and brothers, I want to be, I suppose, an inspiration for them.
Being a Wallaroo is something that I'll never take for granted.
There's just so much heart in this jersey. It's awesome. It's a real privilege.
A very special moment for the Wallaroos ladies. They sacrifice their jobs, their income and family time to represent Australia. Alana Ferguson, it means so much to them to pull on the gold jersey.
Yeah, it sure does. I still have goosebumps from watching that. How unbelievable. But look, we're finally here. This is the pinnacle. We've been waiting a long time. It's the 2021 World Cup, but they've been through everything to get this moment, and good on them.
And they have a huge challenge on their hands. They're up against it in their pool, Drew.
Yeah, they certainly are. I mean, this is the top world rankings, as you see it on the screen. England, far and away the favourite going into this tournament with the points they've accumulated on the 25-win streak, but then New Zealand as well on home soil. They'll be tough tonight, and further into the pool stages for the Wallaroos ladies, the Welsh at 9th, Scottish at 10th. So they're the two that they'll be making sure they get, and hopefully tonight it could make it a clean sweep in the pools for the Wallaroos girls. But look, it's going to be tough. For all the pools, they're all very competitive pools as well. So it's a fantastic World Cup, and we're really excited to have it here.
Women's rugby, it is going from strength to strength. How do the Wallaroos plan on taking these heavyweights of world rugby? Sean Maloney caught up with the Wallaroos coach a few moments ago.
Yeah, well, I'm with a man who's brought these 23 women together for this opener, Jake Tregoning. Mate, the team back in the studio have just been talking about world rankings. What an opportunity now for you guys and girls to climb that little bit further.
Yeah, 100%. Throughout the whole season, we've been competitive with teams that have been ranked above us in the world. And there's some fine improvements that we needed to make to be even a bit more competitive and finally knock some of these teams off. So we're looking forward to that challenge.
How are they placed? How's the squad come together ahead of this first sub game against the New Zealand women?
Well, yeah, and the Black Ferns are obviously a formidable opponent, and Wallaroos have never beaten them. But we've shown in Adelaide that, again, that we're more than competitive with the teams that are ranked well above us in the world rankings. So we've been working hard. We've had a good week in Auckland, a hit out against France last Saturday, and we'll see how we pan out tonight.
There's going to be a number of people watching tonight on Stan Sport and Channel 9 who've never seen these women play. Can you give us a couple of jersey numbers and women to follow?
Oh, mate, we'll follow 1 to 15 and then the finishes when they come on. Keep a special eye out for obviously Shani Williams in number 12 and her combination with Georgie Fredericks in 13, who's been one of our standouts for the whole season.
And just lastly, mate, how have you prepared them for playing at this cauldron that we've seen so many other Aussie teams come unstuck at?
Yeah, we were fortunate enough to have Scotty Faver as part of the coaching group too, and we talked about the noise and ways that we can overcome that as a group and work together to really put the pressure back onto the Black Ferns.
Go well tonight.
Thank you very much.
There you go, Ros. Jade Tregoning very relaxed ahead of this opener.
Hopefully that rubs off on the ladies. We're not far away from kick-off. Now, Dom, as we were speaking before, the Wallaroos, they are in a pool with heavyweights of world rugby, many sides that are either professional or moving in that direction. How do you think the Wallaroos will stack up against them, and what are realistic expectations for these ladies?
Yeah, you're right. Obviously, it is difficult with those other teams. A lot of those girls being professional athletes, but I think as Jay mentioned, they've been more than competitive with these sides. The last match up against the Black Ferns, only going down by 8. That's a really close margin. And with the addition of Shani Williams and Bien Tarita coming from a professional environment, I think that will certainly help the group, just with those off-field preparations and before game nerves at a World Cup especially. So I think that addition with some of those girls, as we've mentioned, are elite athletes and are veterans of the game. So I think they've certainly been competitive, in this game will prove how competitive, I guess.
And they are hungry for victory as well. We are not far away from kick-off between Australia and New Zealand, the third match of a massive double-header on day 1 of the Rugby World Cup. Fans are pouring into Eden Park. Pop star Rita Ora is going to get the party started.
Should've stayed with you last night instead of going out to find trouble. That's just trouble. Hey! I think I'll run away sometimes whenever I get too vulnerable. That's not your fault. Hey! I wanna stay the whole night. I wanna lay with you till the sun's up. I wanna let you inside. Oh, heaven knows I've tried. I wish that I could let you love. Wish that I could let you love me. Wish that I could let you love. Wish that I could let you love me. Say, what's the matter with me? I wish that I could let you love. Wish that I could let you love me. Stay with you till the morning. Lay with you through the sunrise. Show you that you're my only. Stay with you till the morning. Lay with you through the sunrise. Oh, heaven knows I've tried. I wish that I could let you love. Wish that I could let you love. I wish that I could let you love. Wish that I could let you love. What's the matter with me? I wish that I could let you love. Wish that I could let you love me. What's the matter with me? What's the matter with me? I wish that I could let you love. Wish that I could let you love me. Oh, it's so
We are going to leave Rita Ora there, but she has well and truly kicked off this World Cup party. Everyone's bopping away in studio. What a moment, what an atmosphere, Alana.
Yeah, Devastated you stopped dancing, to be honest. It's a pretty solid move. But honestly, what an occasion. And we're talking about the crowd being a sellout. This is so huge. Neither of these two teams have played in such an environment. So we're pumped here. We hope the girls are back there.
What's this moment feel like as a player, Drew? You can hear all of this background noise when you're in the dressing room.
Yeah, you're in the dressing room and you can hear all that. You just want to get out there and you want to kick off. You want to be a part of it. And at the moment, they know that it's sort of this occasion's for them, but they're not yet there out there and in the middle. So it's nervous times.
We are just minutes away from kick-off between Australia and New Zealand in their Rugby World Cup opener. Stan, viewers, stay with us. We're going to focus on some key stars next and cross back to Eden Park for the final countdown. Of course, you can see every single match of the Rugby World Cup exclusively on Stan Sport. Stan viewers, thank you for sticking with us. This week, the Wallaroos, they had their Rugby World Cup jersey presentation in New Zealand. It's been an absolutely incredible build-up. Dom, how special are moments like these?
Oh, it's incredible. As you heard some of the girls saying earlier, it's a privilege to get that opportunity and not many people get that. So it gives me goosebumps watching this. Every single moment, every single jersey presentation is better than the last. You never take it for granted.
How much do you treasure those jerseys, Drew?
Oh, like nothing else. I mean, you know that you're only a temporary owner of that jersey. You only have it for a short period of time before someone else gets it, and you've got to make sure you do absolutely everything you can in your power to honour that jersey and through your performance.
OK, let's head back to Sean Maloney on the final build-up at Eden Park. It sounds like it is absolutely going off there, Shawnee.
It is, Ros. It is, team. I've had to throw the ovaries on. It's deafening here. It really is thumping at Eden Park. You've touched on it, the biggest ever crowd for a game of women's rugby anywhere in the world. And I've just been with the Wallaroos a couple of moments ago. They're relaxed. They come ahead of this game. So many great storylines. Shani Williams playing in her 4th Rugby World Cup. And out of the wing, you've got Bien Tarita, who is playing just her first as a 19-year-old, marking one of the best women's players in the world, Portia Woodman. So many storylines to unfold. This is what history looks like, the best in women's rugby tonight here at Eden Park.
Enjoy the show. Sean Maloney, thank you very much. We'll check in with you very soon. There is stars right across the park on both these sides, New Zealand and Australia. Who needs to have a big game for you, Alana?
Well, Georgina Frederick, she's an absolute standout for the Wallaroos. G-Fred, she goes by a gun. But in completely different scenarios, she's a standout. The Wallaroos play some really great football when they're close to that 22. So if they've got territory, they're brilliant. But she's also one of those players that can run a really great line. She's got a good power game as well as speed. To be able to just break through that advantage line and get the Wallaroos at the very least on the front foot. You can see here, just getting in between two players. As long as she's got support with her, she's a threat at any point of the game.
Absolutely, and also her combination with Shani Williams at number 12 as well. Shani will be getting over the advantage line. She'll be getting the second wave through her offload game as well, bringing G-Fred back into the game as well. So look out for those combinations, but also someone that you're pretty familiar with, Portia Woodman on the other side for the Black Ferns, pretty impressive.
Yeah, she is. She's certainly a player to watch and one that the Wallaroos are going to need to shut down. I've played against her many a time, and she's certainly the player that we need to shut down. You can see her, she's taking the girls on the edge there. A really strong, powerful fend. That's something that you need to watch and get under that. But then her leg drive and power is second to none. She's certainly a player that the Wallaroos are going to need to shut down. She loves the ball in contact. She's strong and physical, but put her in space and there's no stopping her. Portia Woodman, I'm telling you, she'll find that try line.
Just scored a casual 7 tries against Japan just to warm up for the Rugby World Cup. Jake Tregoning, though, he has been putting all the pressure back on New Zealand this week when he has been speaking. He said this one is New Zealand's to lose.
Well, I mean, it is. If you look at the form, I don't think Wallaroos have beaten the Black Ferns, so they're getting closer. And so there's so much expectation on this Black Ferns side. They're the hosts. There's a sellout crowd at Eden Park. They're expected to win. It's a perfect opportunity for Jake Tregoning and the Wallaroos ladies to come in and really, upset and spoil the party tonight.
Well, Australia, they can take confidence from a strong record in Rugby World Cup openers. They've won 5 of their past 6. But for the ladies lining up on the field today, this is about much more than just rugby. It is about the next generation of girls who are watching at home right now, inspiring them to pick up the footy and dream big, perhaps becoming a Rugby World Cup player right here on the big stage.
Australia, it starts with you. Our footy-loving, loud-mouthing, tough-talking believers. You've made us who we are. You've written our script.
A dream start for the Wallaroos!
And this time, the world is watching. This time, we're hitting the big screen.
This time, Tarita scores! Oh, what a try to the captain, Shannon Perry!
Absolutely outstanding! The weight of a nation, the pressure to perform. We feel it all. We want it all. The energy from the spotlight, it radiates through us. Our calloused hands, a badge of honour. We've been building to this. Every battle, a blockbuster. This isn't just another game. This is the Rugby World Cup.
And Fredericks is away to the Wallaroos.
Our superstars finally strutting the world's biggest stage. This is for the girl watching at home. The one that was told who she was rather than who she could be. Because home is where our heart is. A home that believes girls can be gladiators. Heroines can be the heroes. A home that's proving women can. This team, we can compete. We can conquer. And it starts with you, Australia. Get out the popcorn and get behind us. Because win or lose, we're your Wallaroos. And we'll make you bloody proud.
This is the moment these ladies have been waiting for. It has been years in the making. Rugby World Cup 2021. Rita Ora already got the party started in front of a world record crowd for a women's international at Eden Park. This is New Zealand, Australia. Let's hand it over to your commentators, Carl Tanana and Ricky Swanell.
A moment in history, in rugby history and sports history. And for these two teams of women to soak up, embrace and enjoy a special moment at Eden Park.
To please be upstanding and join us in the singing of the national anthem of New Zealand, to be performed by Dame Hinewehi Mohi and signed by Emmy Bensley. And to sing the Australian national anthem, Ellen Thomas, being signed by Natasha Jumalet.
The emotions are palpable among the players, their supporters, their whānau, their family. Some who are here, of course, who've come over from Australia, some from New Zealand who've travelled far and wide to be here to see these women. As they line at the front, Portia Woodman, Roa Dement, the captain, Kendra Coxedge, her fourth and final World Cup in New Zealand. Will let it be known that they are here, ko uhia mai. Shout out to the Royal New Zealand Air Force. The Australian team
here at Eden Park
haven't had the best build-up to this competition, but they have formed a collective unit led by the likes of Shannon Parry, Grace Hamilton back at number 8, experienced Alicia Batibasanga, Shani Williams is back in the side as well, and she will make a huge difference to the Australian lineup with Georgie Fredericks outside her and such exciting talent, Bien Carita. Philippa Love missed out on the 2017 World Cup for New Zealand. She finally gets to play a World Cup for the Black Ferns. She's been in fabulous form. Jonah Nanwu, look for a big match from her at lock, and this is an exciting loose trio. Charmaine McMenamin's career was almost over. Now she plays alongside this exciting youngster, Liana Mikeli-Tu'u. Fourth World Cup, final World Cup for Kendra Cox-Edge. There's the captain, Demant, Wonder Woodman, Portia Woodman outside her. Amy Duplessis starts for the first time at second five with Flula, Tui and Holmes out the back. In her 27th test, Amy Barrett-Theron from South Africa in her second World Cup will take charge of this match. Pool A Rugby World Cup 2021, Australia against New Zealand. Arabella McKenzie to the roar of the Eden Park crowd, and it's brought down straight away by Sarah Hirini. Back in the 15 side, the New Zealand Sevens captain. Oh, McMenamin's put that one down early for New Zealand and Australia. They are pumped as well, Carlton Anna.
100% they are. You saw they stood up to the challenge of New Zealand. They're all connected. You know what? They don't have weight of expectations on their shoulders. So this is the perfect start for them. Mistake from New Zealand. They want to put the pressure on. You see the front row just getting together, say, let's put some pressure on here. Let's have a nudge. And straight off the bat, Ricky, this is a great opportunity to introduce Shani Williams to this Black Ferns defence. They haven't seen her so far in the 15s games. She's a difference maker in jersey number 12.
Bind. Just a bit of patience on the first one. Hang on a second, I'll manage this one.
Fourth
Can
World
you set
Cup.
up again for me, please?
Olympic gold medalist, Sevens World Cup winner, Commonwealth Games gold medalist, Sevens World Series. She's done everything in the game, and now she's back in the 15 side as well. And loving every second of being out there.
Oh, she's been in so many big moments, as you've just spoken about. She's built for situations like this. Shani Williams for the Wallaroos.
Bind. Set.
Ball goes in from Bati Basanga. She's able to dig it out, and there is Williams in at first receiver, and already you see that change of direction, how quick she is and how good she is, and that's great fast ball for the Wallaroos. New Zealand having to defend and defend early. Bati Basanga out the back she goes. Here's Williams again, a second touch, taking it up to the line. She's got Chancellor with her though, still going is Williams. What a start from Australia here if they can convert. Palakai. Nangama. Sarah Nangama, and a big hit from Mikeli-Tu'u.
Play on, ball lifted.
New Zealand able to disrupt, still there for Georgie Fredericks though, and the Australian side 20 metres out from the New Zealand line. Lafai, the two locks working in tandem so far. Oh, New Zealand have stolen that away. Luca Connor rips it back for the Kiwis.
A timely one too for the Black Ferns and Luca Connor, the Wallaroos. It was a great start from them. It was a good carry from Shani Williams, well over the advantage line. Backed up by a heavy carry from Grace Hamilton, and they kept their width. They did well, did Australia, to get on the outside of New Zealand, but good defence and some nice shots put in early by the Black Ferns. Look at that shoulder, just lowering it. That was one of the big hits. And here's the second one. Luca Connor straight over their ball. Perfect technique from the hooker.
That's a real strength to her game. Now she has to perform her core duty, Luca Connor.
This is make sure the hooker's on the mark, please.
Connor to Bremner it is. Chelsea Bremner bringing down the ball. Here's hit a knee for New Zealand. Running hard into the tackle from Hamilton. It's nice ball for Coxedge to work with. Demant and now du Plessis. Tui getting into the action off her wing. New Zealand willingness and a want to run it and ask questions of the Australian defence now. That's a good line from Michele Tu'u. And now Connor. Australia's defence holding firm at the moment, but New Zealand making good metres as they lay it back again from Chelsea Bremner and then losing control on the ground.
Well, that's 2 handling errors from New Zealand already. Maybe just a little bit over-eager to try and force things. They're trying to go up the middle of the park. It was working. Hit and he saw half a hole. Unfortunately, as he picked it up, just hit the boot of one of her players. But sometimes when you come into this place, the energy, you try and thrive off, and at the moment, I think New Zealand just need to settle down a little bit.
Well, Kirsty Stanway sideline can give a good perspective on what that energy and atmosphere is like.
Oh, I tell you what, I can't tell if it's my heart beating out of my chest or the pounding coming from the crowd behind me. Can you believe this? Wayne Smith used the word surreal. A sellout at Eden Park, the biggest stadium in New Zealand and the biggest crowd for a standalone women's fixture in New Zealand. Double the previous crowd.
Crouch!
You could feel that tension and the emotion around the place. Now they've got to play.
Sit!
Take some big deep breaths as the experienced Eliseva Batibasanga feeds the scrum for Australia, and it's nice and firm as well. Here's McKenzie, and then stabbing a little kick through for Tarita to chase. Holmes is hit hard by Ben Tarita. And stolen by Australia too. Wonderful support work on defence.
Well, it came down to the kick chase from Tarita. I'm wondering though, I think it was Grace Hamilton with the turnover. Did she come through the gate or from the side? Renee Holmes with the clean up on the backside. It'll be interesting on the replay to see the angle that the Wallaroo player come in at.
Break foot, please.
Here's a nice kick in behind by Piliai. Rustin Bale. Here's the good chase from Tarita.
Okay,
now just watch there. I'm not quite sure. That's totally from behind.
Switch on your team.
What it has resulted in is Australia, though, driving this ball 5 metres out from the New Zealand line.
6.
Diana Talakai to throw.
Sorry, we need to get our numbers right, please. It would really help if you gave them numbers early and you didn't walk in. So give them numbers and we can sit.
Nagama at the front is the target for Australia, who will set a drive. It's with O'Gorman at the back. Bridie O'Gorman just 3 metres short. Pressing New Zealand's line again as Australia, as they have since the opening stages. It's stopped in its track now. And New Zealand will set as Australia come at them again, driving low and hard as Patu. Nangama has it at the back with support coming in too from Lafayette, and a no-arms tackle was the call. Out it goes for Williams, hard to stop there, but du Plessis does so. And a penalty goes against New Zealand.
Not rolling, that's a good steal. We've got a no-arms tackle penalty over there. Shannon, you've got 2 penalties. There's tackle not rolling. There's a no-arms tackle over there.
Well, for me, if I was Australia, I'd go for the line out again, put pressure back on New Zealand's shoulders. You can see there was clearly a player who come in with no arms to defend.
By the 15.
I think it's that one there.
Yep.
Clear and obvious here. This is smart from Australia. This will be the perfect start. No need to force anything.
Two by 2. Thank you.
Talakai to throw again, made her debut for Australia earlier this year and has played all the matches since. It's there for Chancellor. That's how they'll set them all, and listen to her just imploring her team on. It's tucked well in the back for Talakai, Bati Basanga behind her. Australia told to use it, so Bati Basanga clears. Williams goes forward, around the ankles is Demand, still going, Shani Williams. Bati Basanga again, looking to find her run as it comes in the form of Lafai, stopped just on the line with some rugged defence from New Zealand. Again, Australia pressing, looking for first points. Hamilton buries the head, Hinnany almost had hands on it for New Zealand. Fredericks, out they go, Australia, Fredericks again, just short. The defence from New Zealand coming to the fore at the last moments, but again, Australia press forward. Batu.
She's retreated, thank you.
Australia asking serious questions.
Well played.
But they're going to go and play.
Well played. There was a knock-on.
For a knock-on earlier. Boy, it is hearty defence on the line as Australia threaten.
Yeah, equally great attack from Australia. It's patient, it's rugged. I thought they were in right here, but Flula, along with Michaeli too, did some outstanding D. And again, Flula gets up for another effort. You thought she was in for all money on the outside. Tui comes and assists as well. Just a little knock on from New Zealand as they challenge that ruck, still under pressure.
It's been a dominant 10 minutes from the Wallaroos. They've been camped down here. And they convert the points. Eliseva Bati Basanga to feed again. And then out they go. It's Hamilton straight off the bat. Grace Hamilton, well read by Hinnany and Tui coming across. Chancellor pops a little ball for Australia, and Lafai almost over the line. Just short again. Again, New Zealand scramble and hustle. Patu can't get through, rolling around, held up once more.
You thought Patu was in for all money, but the work rate from the winger, Ruby Tui, absolutely outstanding on the line. There was about 3 tackles she made and saved New Zealand, the number 14. She's known for her work rate, doesn't mind the tough stuff.
Players behind the ball, please.
So it's a goal line dropout for New Zealand off the boot of Kendra Coxedge, who sends it down to Shani Williams. He'll wind up once more, Williams. Talakai. Tackle made by Mikieli Tsu'u, Bati Basanga. Away they come to the right, Australia. Just trying to chop and weave her way through. It's the impressive Fredericks. And Mackenzie, rather.
Advantage, 7 black.
Another advantage being played Australia's way. They've got a roll on now. Playing at tempo. Mangama for the line. Stopped in a double tackle again. Bati Basanga still advantage for Australia as the ball's bobbled, and they will play that penalty. It was against Hinnany.
7 black. Never onside.
And that's 3 or 4 down in this area now, so they'll have to be a lot more disciplined, the Black Ferns. She's got a bemused look on her face. Hinnany.
No, she never made it onside.
Decision to be made here by Shannon Parry. Do scrum, do line out. I think you go to the line out for sure. Another indiscretion and a warning will be coming. Quick tap!
Oh, Mackenzie taps and goes quickly for Fredericks. Wide ball, Sarita and Holmes. Sarita's powerful, she's fast, she's strong, and she's over. Bien Sarita scores the first try for Australia.
Oh, what a start for the Wallaroos. Perfect, in fact, dominating the first 13 minutes. But what about that call? Quick tap from Arabella Mackenzie. Eyes wide open, create a one-on-one. And she is good enough to finish, is Tarita.
just her second test match. Plucked from the Sevens program. She scored 2 tries on debut against New Zealand. Now has one in the opening game of Rugby World Cup.
And I'll tell you what, Renee Holmes is one of the best defenders in this New Zealand team. Portia Woodman trying to come over and assist as well. So went over, so a lot of work to do for the right-hand winger. Oh, they're up for the challenge, all right, the Wallaroos.
Boy, Kirsty, Australia thought it would be a blackout here, and they were going to take that in their stride for sure.
They're not intimidated by this Eden Park crowd at all, are they? There's a bit of green and gold around, but they've been piling pressure on New Zealand for 14 minutes, and finally they break through.
How is that feeling, sideline, Kirsty, especially after that tries of taking the air out of the crowd?
You know, New Zealand fans, usually quite quiet. They like to sit back in their seats, take a deep breath, but you know they'll come right.
This is well within the range of Bella McKenzie, wide out on the 22, an acute angle. Just got a good boot, but just didn't strike that one at all well. But Australia turned pressure into points, 5 points to 0.
Well, the confidence they would have gotten out, that was huge. I'm sure that's what they spoke about. I like the one-off runners they were using. Just hitting hards and hitting into gaps as well, half gaps, getting over the advantage line and making New Zealand make a lot of tackles. Be interesting, the fatigue levels of the Black Ferns.
Kendra Coxedge restarts down as far as the impressive Luffy. Boy, the Australian tight forwards have started this game well. And New Zealand, meanwhile, will go back to tackles. Oh, Mikele Tu'u was over that for New Zealand. It's just going to squeeze back on Australia's side. McKenzie sends it down to Renee Holmes. Up over halfway goes Holmes. Coxedge for McMenamin, heavy contact. Out the back for Demand, and here's Duplessis. Little stutter step for Amy Duplessis. Trying to link up with Flula, couldn't quite do so as Williams came across and made the tackle. Coxedge for Tui, quick hands, Demand, and now it's away, and Ivania Wong has scooped this up. There's no line of defence in front of her. New Zealand is chasing in vain, but Ivania Wong is going to streak in to grab a second for the Wallaroos.
Oh, they are just rolling at the moment, aren't they? The Wallaroos defensively were strong, had it all covered. Tried a quick tip on, wasn't ready for it, was the skipper. This lady was, Ivania Wong, no one in front of her. And she doubles up in the tries for the Wallaroos, that's their second.
Such an exciting addition to this Australian side this season. An attacking threat who pounced on the New Zealand mistake, Ivania Wong.
I tell you what, the Australian bench down here is busy celebrating with their team, but the New Zealand bench a little bit shocked. They've sent their girls down to warm up.
Bella McKenzie didn't strike the last one as she would have hoped.
She's the one that had the vision to set up that first try to the right-hand winger, Tarita. Now the left-hand winger has got in amongst it as well. She would have settled down after that first attempt. This one a lot easier.
McKenzie to add 2 more this time, makes the adjustment and does just that. What a start from Australia. They have rocked New Zealand back and they lead 12 points to 0.
Oh, proper rocked them too, Ricky. Here it is, you can see there. Just the awareness of the number 11. The situation had it covered on the outside as well. Now what's New Zealand's reply to this pressure?
Restart is shallow from Coxedge. Just goes the 10 metres. Mateba Sanga. They've laid a good platform so far, the Australian forwards, and that's allowed McKenzie and the likes of Fredericks and Williams to dictate. Here goes Williams once more, tracked across by Flula. That's happened more than once over the years. Ball had spilled forward, but it's still there for Australia. And so Fredericks plays halfback for McKenzie again, flat, not going through that time as Nangama. Oh, look at the wrestle in that physical side. Australia really fronting up so far. Talakai. Mati Basanga just tries to chip this up over the top. Demant's coming across and it finds touch nicely.
Smart play though by the number 9, Iliseva Pati Basanga, realising that New Zealand's winger was up, so she punched him behind. A lot of space. Jacob gone in there will be very happy with this start, obviously, but he knows there's a long way to go.
Yeah, Chewy's getting a good workout.
I reckon that's pack number 3. This must have come off a New Zealand hand, because it's going to be nice. Wallaroos throw into this.
Then she must take it inside the 22. It's quarter 50-22, so we need to be inside.
50-20,
yeah.
Oh, there we go. Beautiful.
Just sneaked over. It was brilliant space. Spied.
It's okay. It's okay.
To the front they go this time. Atasi Lafai for Australia. Mati Basanga for Nangama. The 4 and 5 are working well for the Wallaroos at the moment. Here's Hamilton, what a power runner Grace Hamilton is. And it's nice ball for Mati Basanga to work with again. Here come the Wallaroos once more. New Zealand have spent basically 20 minutes on defence and they're going to have to do another whole lot more. Ball goes out, spinning is McKenzie, then ridden to the ground by Amy Rule. Mati Basanga just picking out her runners. They line up again from a standing start was Lafai. And now some forward momentum. Wong, one of the try scorers, one-on-one with Holmes. Tui comes across as Holmes just has a second go at it. Australia 10 metres short again. McKenzie flat for Talakai. New Zealand have got hands on that though, stolen away, pinched. The thief this time is Pip Love.
Strong body position and lifting.
Man, oh man, that is a massive turnover for New Zealand. I can tell you why. The amount of tackles they have had to make in this first quarter is absolutely huge. I want this to go over the sideline so they can get some respite. Head coach Wayne Smith won't be happy at all. They've had no ball to play with, and the ball that they have had, they've made some mistakes. So look at those tackles, 64 in 20 minutes. That is a mountain compared to 17 of the Wallaroos. And possession absolutely dominant.
That is a classic Auckland evening at Eden Park. Play on for Ngannou, and McMenamin hits hard into the tackle of Parry. New Zealand with some hands-on ball, but Mikiele Tu'u is stopped in her tracks. Cox edge for Flula. And then there's just the misunderstanding with Holmes. It's jittery from New Zealand at the moment.
Yeah, everything's rushed. They're trying to push instead of letting the game play and come to them. See here, flat as a go. Way too hard from Flula, unfortunately, to Holmes. That's what happens. You come to these situations, you're trying to get into your sequence and it's not really working for you. And four-handed errors has definitely been the story for the Black Ferns. They haven't been able to get any continuity because of that. Whereas the Australians are thriving off that. They're seeing it, they're getting confidence off the mistakes that New Zealand are bringing. It's the weight of expectation. Playing at home in such a big situation. The first game was always going to happen, but how were the Black Ferns going to deal with it? At the moment, not as good as the Australians. And this lady's been at the forefront, Shani Williams.
Well, she's talked about this Australian team not thinking they're as good as they actually are, not believing it, and she's shown them that they are.
You get someone like that who's used to being in a successful unit, bringing that, the confidence you can get off that is amazing. She's going to be a little bit deeper in this setup, so she'll either late switch and there'll be players in behind.
Kenra, all the way back.
Here goes Australia. It's Hamilton off the back for Mati Basanga and McKenzie. Terita coming in off her wing into heavy contact with Duplessis. Bati Basanga again, they keep coming left to Australia. Hirini makes the tackle on Hamilton, and that allows Tui time over it. Stolen by Rudy Tui.
And that's where she's worth her weight in gold. In those far channels, she's just such a beast over the ball. She's been doing a lot of work defensively in this match so far. You can't underestimate that. And that's the reason why Wayne Smith rates her so highly, is her work rate and her toughness on the edge. I'll tell you what's a concern though, Ricky, for the Black Ferns is the Wallaroos actually dominating the contact area with these heavy carries. Look at that. For Grace Hamilton way over the advantage line, but Tui's just so good at that breakdown area. But they're continuing to get that rolling because of those heavy carries, the Wallaroos.
Kirsty, you're obviously local. You've heard so much in the build-up here in New Zealand. Over and over, the New Zealanders have heard about embracing the pressure of this home World Cup.
Oh, this is what nerves does, doesn't it? Nerves in this team. Kendra Cox-Edge, of course, one of the most experienced players in this team. She gave her teammates a talking to. She said, embrace it, stay in the moment, don't get ahead of yourself because you've got a job to do, and that is playing good footy first and foremost. Look, you can see the leaders stepping up. Ruahei Demont talking to her team. They'll be saying exactly that.
Team. Lines the middle.
I think the thing for the Black Ferns, they just need to just get into their rhythm. They don't have to go wide if it's not on. Weather's so good when they get Makeli Tut into the game. Charmaine McMenamin, Chelsea Bremner, Nam Wu. That's when they're at their best. Get the ball in those guys' hands first and then roll off that.
Luca Connacht with the throw. And it's straight to the front. Nanwu, back for Connacht. Cox-Edge is Rule puts it down this time. And look at Australia just ready to pounce once more, and they earn a penalty.
You have to be very careful there, one. There was a knock on first, you're clearly off your feet there. It could have been a scrum, but it's now a penalty.
Well, that's a feature of the game I've seen over the last couple of tests against the Wallaroos with the Black Ferns, is that little tip on. And at the moment they're trying it, and it's been really hard pass rather than a little pop. They haven't looked after each other in that department, maybe because of the feeling from the crowd and the situation. Look at us here. You've got to expect that. You can't look up at the defence. You've got to carry heavy.
You're better than that, Pip. I know you. Yes. Yeah, that was close for me as well.
And just a word towards Pit Love from Amy Barrett there on the referee. Should you better than that? And she conceded the penalty that has put Australia back down well within the strike zone.
Well, I'll tell you what, last two throws from both teams have been not that straight, shall we say. So she's been very lenient there, the referee, in that department.
Salakai goes down the back, and it's Ian Chancellor who soars for Australia.
That's okay.
Salakai has it again as Bati Basanga drives her on. Third World Cup for the veteran halfback. Missed a couple in between, and look at it, slapping her forwards on the backside. Get moving again.
Use it once. She's through the middle for me.
Almost coming through the middle. New Zealand, Bati Basanga just ran straight into Hamilton, not spotted. So play on is the call.
Thank you.
And Australia reset it again.
Never onside.
Never onside. It was McMenamin that time, I think, for New Zealand, the number 6. Australia again asking questions of this New Zealand defensive line, and that one they've run into each other.
Never onside. Here's your mark. Never onside.
At the moment, New Zealand struggling to get much right.
What are you going to take? You're going to take the line? No. I can't hear you clearly.
Well, they've been forced into that situation, the Black Ferns defence, because again, the physical nature of the Wallaroos carries.
In this area, players aren't making it onside. Tell that to the girls before the line out starts. It's not an official warning. It's not? No. Okay.
Well, the last throw was on point from Talakai.
This one is as well. It's again Chancellor in the middle. And Talakai has it tucked under that left arm. They're 5 metres out at the moment, Australia. Talakai looks right and left, decides what the options are, and it's Pati Basanga who'll take it upon herself. Out they come. McKenzie across for Fredericks, ghosting across Pliae, and the line. Here's Teresa again. Bien Teresa gets her second. She is a powerhouse, this young winger, and she has given Australia one heck of a start to this match.
What's happened New Zealand at the moment defensively are using a slide defence. And Australia are getting outside. See, they're all jamming in, so what that does, once you get outside the 13, you're having to save and then push across. And when you get a lady like this, who can finish, and Terita, she still had a lot of work to do, and she does it well. There's the outside break. The defence is having to push across, straighten, power, and finish.
And don't they love it? It's a masterstroke to bring this 19-year-old into the Wallaroos side from the Sevens camp. And she scored 2 tries, a 17-0 lead. Just under half an hour gone in this World Cup match. McKenzie, as Woodman puts some pressure on Arabella McKenzie, and that's just going to come up short again. But Australia, with 2 tries to this young woman, 17 points to 0.
Well, this place is absolutely stunned on the back of this athlete getting 2 scores. Man, oh man. But you know what? Handling errors have been the Achilles heel for this Black Ferns team in its first 30 minutes.
Restart is shallow, and
That's
it's
gone 10.
Duplessis, and it's into the breadbasket just for Tui, in fact.
Fine.
A rare foray into the Australian half for New Zealand. They haven't been in the 22 at all. Stuck in there for Coxedge to try and deal with it. It's available there to play. And Connor slips a little ball for Bremner. It's Chelsea Bremner. His sister Alana unavailable through injury today. Rule struggles an extra metre or so, and now Connor goes again. New Zealand forward starting to go to work. McMenamin picks, but doesn't go very far. So Love takes a turn, looking for some support though, and it's there now as Coxedge clears Duplessis. Williams shoots up on her. Tui, Flula on the outside, wrestled to the ground. Stacey Flula 6 metres short. Coxedge, quick ball for McMenamin. New Zealand onto the attack for the first time in the match. Love stretching, not quite there. Coxedge will look to dig us out. It's under the arm of Rule, is it? Rather, it's Connor, still short. Love's in trouble on the right, but New Zealand have gone over. Try given. Pulling up, who's coming away at the end? Jonah Nanwu with the try.
Oh, the poise are flying in the crowd. But mark that down from the good chase from Ruby Tui from the restart. She was involved again off that. This is a good run from Stacey Flula. The way she's able to stay in field and set it up for her forwards. Some nice carries. This is a good one from Pip Love. He got injured on the back of it. It got them well over the advantage line. And then step up, Jonah Nanwu. Body position, strength, determination. Black Ferns right back in this one.
Well, it was timely. It was a fingernail in it. Down there, Amy Barrett-Thoronier got a good, clean view of it. There's still a lot of concern for Pip Love, who made a charge and there, pulled up on the calf, I think. But talk about timely. Tanana, they have been under the pump
Well, absolutely massive for the Black Ferns, for their own confidence more so than anything else. But the secret, as I spoke about, the big units flexing their muscles, going right down the middle of the park, through the heart of the Wallaroos defence, and they got the rewards. It's good to see Pip Love up.
Cox Edge to convert, does so. So New Zealand on the board. Nanwu the try. Cox Edge the conversion. It's Australia 17, New Zealand 7.
I'd say that'd be a bit better feeling for the New Zealand supporters sideline, Kirsty.
Crowd's found their voice again. I don't know where that was in the first 30 minutes, but they're back. And so's New Zealand.
Well, Pip Love has got back up into position. She looked at all sorts for a spell there. But now, in Australia, having been rocked for the first time, maintain their composure that they have held so well in this opening half. It's McMenamin who lays it back and Rule. The front row triplets of Rule, Love and Connor working together. And a penalty.
And now they're settled into the work, this Black Ferns team. Rolling up the sleeves again, Pip Love with a nice carry. Right through the middle, getting some good yards, and Australia starting to infringe, not rolling away.
Oh, they've been so disciplined, haven't they, Australia? Just first signs of some New Zealand able to exert a bit of pressure on them.
Oh, not out.
Big mistake from Demand. As Duplessis comes in and puts a shot on. Gee, she's tough. Amy Duplessis. Oh, stolen. Hirini. And now Woodman for the first time really in play. Spins out of one, still going is Woodman before Parry puts her to ground. Nanwu, the try scorer.
Keep working.
With McMenamin behind her. Cox Edge. Mikaele Tu'u. Cox Edge pushing bodies out of the way. Connor is great with ball in hand, the New Zealand hooker.
Lost in our 9.
Bremner.
Leave the net.
Stopped by Ngama and just heading to duck in under. Mikaele Tu'u. Hirini and Bremner standing at the back. It's Hirini or go. She got New Zealand the ball back in the first place, and that's nice and quick for them this time. McMenamin for Cox Edge. Here's Demand. Ball back in field for Duplessis. Amy Duplessis wriggles her way an extra 10 metres. Connor.
Good turnover.
Oh, brilliantly stolen. That is great work from Liz Patu.
Yes.
Back it goes for Mackenzie to clear under pressure. Does well to get it away. Not out though. It's there for Tui as the Eden Park crowd comes to life. Holmes, Demand. Little bit of footwork from Ruahei. Demand holds the ball, pops it for Tui. Tui for Holmes, and now Woodman. Woodman going to take the ball in the corner. Woodman crosses over.
Oh, now the juice is flowing through Fortress Eden Park and this Black Ferns unit. Ruby Tui, been huge this first. I realised they got numbers. The man straightens up the play, pops the ball up. Tui again involved. Renee Holmes realises where the speed is. Portia Woodman, too strong, too good. This will be a pretty angle. Look at that skill there to pop up. The vision from the skipper, the vision from Ruby Tui, and then the finish from Portia Woodman. You won't get a better view than what's coming up right here.
Okay.
She only had one thought once the ball was in her hand, and she was going to take big contact on the way through. Portia Woodman, she is Wonder Woodman for sure. So Renee Holmes will take the kick from out wide. We saw her a few weeks ago playing Japan. Absolutely bomb a couple from out in this position. A bit like Mackenzie, just got underneath that one though, so try goes unconverted, but New Zealand right back in at 17-12.
She's an absolute superstar in the game of rugby, whether it be sevens, whether it be 15. She knows her way to the try line, Portia Woodman.
Australia restart again. They dominated for 20 minutes, 25, 30 minutes in fact. And now find themselves only ahead by 5. Bremner. Love. Tight forwards have really just got New Zealand rolling forward or stabbing a little kick through. It's well read. The bounce was nice for Williams, but she was cleverly able to pull it in. So it's there for Australia and Ngama.
Lost it now too, thank you.
Mati Basanga throws an ugly old ball for Georgie Fredericks to tidy up instead. Here's the hard-charging Grace Hamilton, ridden back in the tackle. Mati Basanga for Mackenzie. Here's O'Gorman. Nice transfer to her front row mate, Talakai. As
no hands.
New Zealand told no hands. It was too tempting for Connor.
So you cannot come in from there, you are very late.
Yeah, it was a ruck, so you've got to leave that off. I'll tell you what, the Wallaroos are absolutely fatigued. They are out on their feet, a lot of hands on hips. The first time they had to defend, the speed of the game starting to catch up on them. They needed this penalty, that's for sure.
I'm sorry,
that's a ruck, you've got to leave that.
When they're coming over that ball, they're bouncing, and then they're driving the ball back. Not the same picture for me, but I'll look for that.
What Shannon Parry saying is, she's saying when the New Zealand defenders challenge at the ruck, they're putting their hands over the ball and then raking it back, which you're not allowed. You've got to go straight on the ball and lift. And as a 7, she's a great exponent of that. She's just giving a little word to the referee to have a little look.
It's not her first rodeo, 4th World Cup for Shannon Parry.
Look how slow this line out is from the Wallaroos. They are just waiting for half-time to come.
It's almost upon them, and they've got to attack first. Oh, the bounce set up. Nanwu throws it, force the ball for Bremner.
Oh, you got to hold that. She knows too. Nanwu absolutely knows. Yeah, the temptation. You see the black coming out the side of your vision. She's done all the hard work coming through the line out, securing the ball. Just got to hold that in that situation.
Okay, we can form up so long.
Now this is where the mental side of it comes in here, Ricky, for the Wallaroos. They have to be on point on their own ball. You know New Zealand's going to come and try and test them physically. You watch this push from the Black Ferns.
Shoulder up, please. More. Thank you. Crouch. Bind. Set. Stay, Kendra. Or back 5.
As it's handed back for Mackenzie. Fredericks, Talita again off her wing, and she's the danger. Great hands and a good transfer for Wong. Driven back in the tackle by Demand, and that allows just New Zealand to reset the line again. But Australia, as Mackenzie takes it to the line this time. More pressure for the Black Ferns to absorb. Good hands from Patu. Bati Basanga for Lafai. Patu stayed down from that last run. Ball was out. Oh, well spotted by Chelsea Bremner, and she might have wrapped this up on New Zealand's side. And it is. One back by Bremner. No, is it not? It's play on, whoever wants it. Who's going to dig it out of there? Kendra Cox edges. She now get a penalty. New Zealand.
We can hear the frustration from Kendra Cox. There was people coming from all angles. There were hands coming from everywhere, from both sides.
It was a good contest. It needed to come. Okay.
It'll be interesting, the attitude of the Black Ferns. Do they just kick it out and take their medicine and be 5 behind, or do they have a go? Got to make the touch though here.
I think I just saw her mouth half-time. Hey, Demand is...
All the way.
She does bang it out, and we will go to the break. A pulsating half of Rugby World Cup action, and it is Australia who lead New Zealand 17 points to 12.
There's always plenty of feeling when Australia and New Zealand face off, and what a first 40 minutes of rugby we just witnessed to open their Rugby World Cup campaigns in front of what was a record crowd at Eden Park. 3 tries to 2 in that first half in Australia's favour. Dom du Toit, Australia, they threw everything at the Kiwis there.
Hasn't it been exciting? We've been standing up out of our seats cheering for most of the game. I think the Wallaroos are certainly on their way to causing a bit of an upset against this host nation.
Massive second half ahead, and we will break down that first half in a little more detail very, very soon. But earlier today, there were actually 2 matches to kick off Rugby World Cup 2021. Pool C actually opened the tournament. England, the world number ones, making it 26 straight victories, taking down Fiji, 84-14. Deserved favourites for the tournament, Drew.
Oh, they certainly are. They look like you just mentioned, coming in with some real strong form. They're the deserved favourites going into it. And Fiji stuck with the English for a period of time, but then their class shone through, and you know, to win by 70 points in your opening game when you're the heavy favourites going in is a pretty strong performance.
And in the earlier one, France, they opened their campaign. That was against South Africa, and a really dominant performance there. They've got some quality players, Alana.
Yeah, they do. And I think in these earlier results, we're just seeing what professional athletes are doing. I mean, they do this day in, day out. They know their structures. They know what they need to do to get through, to get these early wins on the board, and their oppositions as nations aren't there just yet, but still plenty of promise. And it's a great opportunity during this World Cup campaign to really build on these performances, coming up against 2 of the best teams.
Yeah, I mean, listening to the South African captain after the game, it was all about just going out there and performing. It wasn't necessarily about the scoreline. It was, you know, South African team haven't played in a World Cup since 2014. They've missed the last couple, so for them just to be there and improve from where they were, it's been a huge step for them.
Such a special occasion for them to be there. Yes, as you said, they've only played a handful of games over the past couple of years, whereas Fiji, this is their Rugby World Cup debut. We saw what those ladies could do during Super W. Their side's made up mostly of the Fijiana players, and even though they did cop quite a heavy loss, it was certainly exciting rugby from those Fijians. But let's head out to our man on the ground at Eden Park, Sean Maloney. Sean, what a cracking first half from those Aussie girls. OK, obviously too busy there. It's that world record crowd.
Some good camera angles there.
It's all happening in Eden Park.
It seriously is, but seriously, what a first half from the Aussie girls. They just came out completely swinging. We do have a massive weekend of rugby action right here on Stan Sport, though. Tomorrow, another triple header coming your way. We have the United States taking on Italy. USA, they have a really proud history in the Rugby World Cup. Despite not being a huge rugby nation, they won the opening Women's Rugby World Cup. And then we have Japan and Canada. Canada also, they've had strong form over recent years in the World Cup. Japan haven't been too successful, but they are an improving nation. Play some really exciting rugby.
Yeah, look, all 3 of those contests are going to be absolutely exciting fixtures, but also someone to watch for that in that final game, Wales versus Scotland, is Jazz Joy. She's a star of the Welsh team, the star of the 7s and 15s team for Wales. She's got genuine pace, and she just really knows, how to find the try line. She's got good rugby IQ. She finds herself in good positions all the time.
She's electric. Cannot wait to see her in action when the opening weekend moves to Whangarei. We have seen plenty of fight from the Aussie girls. They came out swinging. They all think they are good fighters. Let's take a look.
If you're a boxer, what would your boxing name be?
Dragon. Oh, of course it is.
Dragon Slayer.
The Mighty Duck.
I'd be the Flying Brick.
You'd be like Smiling Assassin or something.
Everyone says that. I can fight, I swear.
G-Unit. No. Laninator. I'm actually the worst fighter in the world.
Well, Harley said Lane Ali, and I was like, ooh, wow.
Lane Ali.
You think I can fight?
Grace the Ace.
Yeah,
Grace the
Ace.
Ace.
And Bella the Boss.
Bam Hamilton.
Yeah, I'm
I like
better.
G-Unit. Laurie's dad actually gave me this nickname, Stormin' O'Gorman.
Oh yeah.
wrote it on a little card and held it up at our game. So I'd probably go with that one.
One hit wonder.
Coming to a boxing ring near you.
Yeah. Buy tickets now.
Some fighting words from the Wallaroos. You are watching the Rugby World Cup live on 9 and Stan Sport. And of course, the only place to see every single match live on demand and exclusive is right here on Stan Sport. Sign up for your free trial now if you haven't already. What a cracking first half of rugby we have witnessed at Eden Park. I'm Ros Kelly on deck, Dom du Toit, Alana Ferguson, Andrew Mitchell. Dom, Bienne Terita, you know her well. You've played sevens with her, the Aussie winger. What a performance from her. She's absolutely lit up Eden Park. 2 tries to begin her Rugby World Cup career.
She has an incredible first half from her. You see her when she gets that ball, she just backs herself. She knows how strong she is. She's got the speed, but just there, she had to beat that player and just put out the arm and she got on the outside. And I love that. In sevens as well, she backs herself. I tell you what, all of us have been on the back end of that fend and we've definitely come off second best.
Deadly. She had plenty of work to do in both of her tries as well. She's not going over easily. But I think what these 2 tries are showing us is how dangerous our Aussie Wallaroos are when they're in territory. For the most part of that first half, they spent a lot of time inside the 22, putting the Black Ferns under all sorts of pressure. And the fact that we were able to score 3 tries off the back of it, but take those points out of spending time inside the 22 is crucial. And Bienne Terita has a lot to do with that, because to finish off those points was huge.
Yeah, I mean, just the subtlety and the difference in her second try from the first. Renee Holmes got beaten on the outside the first time, then she overtracked and Bienne Terita sensed that, felt that, stepped off her right foot, got on the inside. But she's also been really impressive in defence as well, which I think we're going to touch on soon.
And she's such a great personality, loving every moment of her rugby. We caught up with her after her debut, but you were laughing about how she's so straight-faced after she scores a try.
She's looking so calm there on TV, no emotion, but she's definitely not like that in the change room.
OK, but then Australia really put the pressure on New Zealand when Ivana Wong-Shi put a New Zealand fumble from that Australian pressure, and then Wong-Shi just pinned the ears back and took off.
Yeah, well, being able to use your defence and apply pressure, it's so crucial in these big games. So for the Kiwi girls coming up with those unforced errors, that was a big part of their first half. But Ivania Wong, using that pace, being able to, again, capitalise off the back of it. You have a look, they're up in their faces, they're forcing that error, and then to be able to capitalise and get points off the back of it's huge.
It's also just the pressure they would have been feeling, because it wasn't going to script from the perspective from the Black Ferns. And when you heard it in the call as well, it looked like they were just pushing things, they were rushing things, because it just wasn't going how it was meant to go, prior to the kickoff. So the pressure that the Wallaroos girls were putting on the Black Ferns certainly had a huge impact on them forcing those errors.
So the Wallaroos, they dominated the first 30 minutes of that opening half, but then 2 quick tries to the Kiwis, and they came alive, Alana.
Yeah, they did. And again, this was the first time that they were inside the 22. They built up a lot of phases. You can see that's phase 13. So they kept the footy to try and apply that pressure, got the territory and found points pretty easily.
And I think that's where they're probably going to continue to find points, is through that middle. Their short offloads and short passing around the ruck there. Out wide, I think they're potentially covered by the Wallaroos. I think that's where they're going to be finding their points, through that middle power runs.
I'll tell you what, I was impressed with Rui Tui. How she helped this try in the lead-up. A lot of work in and around the ruck, a little bit of link passing to get it out there, but Portia Woodman, tell you what, she's pretty good.
Yeah, she's good, yeah. I mean, you've got to understand that the momentum ebbs and flows in games, and it was all the Wallaroos at the start of that first half, and then you knew at some point it's going to come back. Black Ferns took advantage of that.
It is game on, that is for sure, at Eden Park. Let's head to our man on the ground, Sean Maloney. What a first half.
Incredible first half there, team. I've got Piper Duck with me. Piper, what's Jay Tregonning, your coach, saying to the team right now?
I reckon he's definitely saying we need to keep the pressure on. We started really well in the first half, in the first half of that, and we just kind of went off in a bit in the end. So if we can keep that pressure on we came with the start, it'll be really good for us.
How good Shani Williams and that Fredericks combo midfield too?
Oh, they're killing it. Like the way they're defending and the way they're connecting with our wingers on the outside is really proven. With those tries that BB and even Varney has scored, it's been really detrimental in that.
Quickly, can they do it?
I reckon they can do it. Obviously, I think, I don't know if you think they can, but I do.
There you go, Ros. Piper Duck's confident. I'm a little confident too. Some of the New Zealand fans here are getting a little edgy at Eden Park. The next 40 coming up in just a moment.
Love the confidence. Could a massive upset be on the cards? 9 viewers, do not go anywhere. A massive second half is coming up straight after this break. Stan viewers, Alana and Drew are going to break down some other key moments. But we did hear earlier the girls tell us about their fighting names. 2 men who need no introduction, Sonny Bill Williams and Mark Hunt. They're going head-to-head on Stan Events in November.
When we get in there, there'll be no niceties. There'll be looking to knock me out, and I'll be trying to do the same.
I
I just want to go and put them to sleep, that's all, to knock them out, to give them pain, to be honest, that's all.
A great night for me would be winning by any means necessary.
I want to hurt him. Hurt him as much as I can, so he quits.
This time around, I'm a lot more confident.
There's no one in the world that can beat him. He's got everything to lose here, so he might have picked the wrong person.
This is the night you've all been waiting for. Live and exclusive.
Only on Stand Event.
Well, we already spoke about the territory that our Wallaroos had and how impressive it was to be able to put on and build so much pressure against the Black Ferns. We're going to have a quick look at how they actually did that, because initially, if we can roll the vision, it was all off kick chase pressure. Bien Tarita actually went over for the first points, but this kick chase, being involved in that tackle, Williams coming over, getting the steal, that was crucial. Off the back of this, they held plenty of territory. They held the footy really well, and whilst it took a little while to find the points, Drew.
Yeah, well, they just left a few opportunities out there. Shani Williams on this occasion just tucking out under her arm and going forward when you can see there's a numerical advantage and space on the edge. So these are the types of things where communication needs to start to go into and filter into the players in closer to make sure they get that ball out.
So they got the ball out here. It gave time for the Black Ferns, obviously, to number up. They were able to hold G-Fred up over here. So just when Shani went through, they had the numbers. They could have gone out there. They probably could have found points. They went that next phase. Obviously, the defence was able to aim up. But what we're having a look at, and our whole point of this narrative is, did we score enough tries? We scored 3. Again, off the back of it, you have a look here. G-Fred's out the back.
Yeah, you've got Arabella McKenzie first off the ball carrier, G-Fred out. Then you've got Bien Tarita, who we know can do damage with ball in hand as well. So then another opportunity where they just need to get that ball and shift it.
So they've gone into contact. They've been able to number up. But, I mean, the best thing is that they were able to score points. A quick tap by Bella McKenzie, and that they did that. They must have come together to have that conversation that we need to find the space a little bit earlier.
Yeah, that's the most pleasing thing, is they've been able to adapt on the run. They got the penalty. Perhaps they came in as a squad and they got that information from the outside. Look, we've got space. We need to get the ball there. And they did it straight off the quick tap. And then we saw the beautiful finishing from Bien Tarita.
So the moral of the story is plenty of opportunities. We did great to get that territory, but was 3 tries enough when we were camped down in the 22 for that long? I guess we'll find out in the second 40, Ros.
Good on you guys. Dom, will the Wallaroos have enough left in the tank to go on with it?
Yes, absolutely. Getting, as they just said just then, getting that ball early in Georgie Frederick's hands, she's a really composed player. I think they'll get it for sure.
For sure. It's so good.
Without a doubt.
Well, there's still so much more rugby to come right here on Stan Sport. The Wallabies, they're about to prepare to head to the Northern Hemisphere for their spring tour. First up, Scotland, Drew.
Yeah, look, it's a really tough tour for them. 5 weeks on the road. Scotland's going to be tough, and it doesn't get too much easier as they go throughout the course of their spring tour. France is the second game, but this Scotland game, traditionally when we've gone over there, it's always been a pretty tough game as well, and Scotland are really starting to play a style of play where they want to score points, and they play with great width as well. So they're going to be tested. A few of the players who have been playing from overseas are not available. We might see some other players getting an opportunity as well, coming off the back of the Australia A team being in Japan at the moment. So it's going to be probably a bit of a new look Wallabies from what we've seen throughout the course of the Rugby Championship, but great opportunity.
Michael Hooper, he's expected to return to the squad. There's a lot of talk about whether or not he should be burdened with the captaincy or not. Should he just be free to play rugby without the pressure? You
know what, I think that's just going to be a conversation between him and Dave Rennie. I think he's taken the time, he's put himself first and he's taken the time away, and he'll know whether the burden of the captaincy is going to be too much for him coming in at this point, or he might think, you know what, I've taken the time away, we're 10 tests away from a World Cup. If I'm going to be the captain of the World Cup, I need to be the captain of this spring tour.
OK, so that is coming up in November right here on Stan Sport. You can also catch all of the Australia A matches, mini matches, if you haven't caught the full match. That's on the Stan Sport platform. But right now it is all about the ladies in New Zealand. The Wallaroos, they haven't beaten New Zealand in 22 attempts. Can they take them down on the biggest stage in their own backyard? A massive second half ahead right here on Stan Sport. Australia lead 17-12.
Kendra Coxedge to get the second half underway. And Tui will fly for New Zealand, but it's knocked off the hand of the New Zealand winger, and the ball's laid back for Chancellor. It's a mess, and it will be Australia's advantage from the knock-on, so Bati Basanga gets to play. Lafai, Atasi Lafai has been impressive. The 28-year-old penalty New Zealand, though. Speaking of impressive.
Yeah, Makele too, the number 8. Strong over their ball. Good turnover from her. She's really worked herself into this game. All important, there's 10 minutes. Coaches speak about it all the time. Australia, if they score, man, they just take and snatch the momentum back. But New Zealand carrying on after that turnover with the momentum they had leading into the half. Important time for both teams. Nice tackle there from Amy Rill. And there's a turnover from the number 8. That's why she's in the squad for situations such as that.
She's gritty, she's athletic, Liana Mikielu, and she's helped put her team 15 metres out from the line. Nan Wu, who scored the try that got New Zealand going in that second half, in the first half rather. This is good defence, though, from Australia. They've got Luca Connor really wrapped up in there. Now New Zealand have started to creep forward again, and they have to use it if they can get it out there. And look at Coxie just barking orders at her forwards. Get in there, she says, to get them moving forward again. And now it stops once more, and New Zealand have to use this. It's going to be Australia ball.
Well, that was Atasi Lafai in jersey number 5. For the Wallaroos, come in and just close that mold down. There she is there with the wrapping around her head. Fantastic work from the second row. This was just the back end of it once she knew she had some backup. Patu was there as well, the second player in. By that stage, good read from the stack by the Wallaroos.
It's just a swarm of Australian jerseys wrapped around Luca Connor.
Tell you what, this scrum has been a good battle. Both sides have been pretty solid. No one's really dominated there.
Point. Set.
Bati Basanga has been solid at halfback for Australia, and here's Williams. Gets through the first, but doesn't get through Hirini and Duplessis. Hirini and Williams, boy, they've battled once or twice over the years. That's a good clearance away from Australia.
Oh, that's a solid exit there from the Wallaroos. That was fantastic. 12 up. In the boot was McKenzie with a nice kick. Good release of pressure.
Just double check on numbers. Numbers. Who's your receiver? It's 5.
Lineouts have been slow to get set and organised. Connor throws for Brendner, and New Zealand go quick off the top. Demant for Duplessis. Flula goes wide to Woodman, an early ball, can't control it though. Can Woodman? Straight out of the hands, and opportunity lost.
OT ball off the top. They knew where they wanted to go. Give it to number 11 and just let her jam one-on-one. Just a little bit over-eager was Portia Woodman, and that was their trouble in the first half, these handling errors.
Yes, thank you.
Well, massive stat. Look at that. Turnovers conceded. The Black Ferns, 11, absolutely smashing the Wallaroos in that department, where the Wallaroos have been really stable. As this situation, set piece scrum time, has been a massive platform for them to launch off. They are very flat in their attack out wide too. Shani Williams predominantly has been the hit up.
Set.
Bati Basanga. Salita it is who carries that first receiver. Hamilton, boy, she's run hard. Grace Hamilton, the number 8. It's nice and quick for Bati Basanga to work with this time. He's Georgie Fredericks. Can't get through McMenamin. Flula trying to get over that for New Zealand. Can't do so. Well protected by the Wallaroos. Here's the impressive Lafai. Pati Basanga happy to work down a blind side, not a lot of room there for Puliai Rasimbala. And it's a real mess at the back this time for Pati Basanga.
Ball still in.
Lafai again, little flick ball out the back for Hamilton. Just struggling to get over the gain line at the moment, Australia, as New Zealand rip in like that through Pip Love. Driving in over the top for New Zealand. Oh, just pinched away, well done from Hamilton.
Don't play the 9.
Pati Basanga, Dement races up and stops McKenzie. The two number 10s come together. And now Pati Basanga looks to turn New Zealand around, but Holmes is back there for the Kiwi. She's pretty safe at the back, Renee Holmes. Here's Tui trying to get away from Williams. Holmes in support, and now a bit of space for Renee Holmes. Up the middle, good charge from the New Zealand fullback. Coxedge and Nanwu. McMenamin just about holds on. Tui. Bremner, little juggle as well. Spun to ground by the Australian defence. Dement spies again. Dement takes it upon herself. She's got Hirini in support. Plenty of speed. Sarah Hirini. Hirini looks for Coxedge. Coxedge goes into the content of Tarita. Just braced herself to the little halfback. And Rule will go in and play support. Australia slow to get back. Advantage for New Zealand. Nanwu has Woodman. Woodman taking it upon herself. Woodman goes over the line. Portia Woodman scores a second, and New Zealand level up early in the second half.
But take that back to the skipper, Ruahei. Dement seizing the situation. She's the one that made the break. Hirini was in support. Nanwu just needs to get it to your superstar. Portia Woodman unstoppable from these situations.
Well, it is hard earned for sure for New Zealand. We're going to see a massive changing of the guard as well, Kirsty Stanway. I think it's all action in front of you.
Well, as Renee Holmes lines this up, the Black Ferns have made a number of changes and some big ones as well.
Renee Holmes to put New Zealand, who was 17-0 down after half an hour, in front for the first time. Curling round, bending round, oh, just short. So we're all square at Eden Park. 17 plays 17, Australia and New Zealand.
Sorry, team, there are a number of changes for both teams going to the bench early. Georgia Ponsonby, Afina Tangent Waino, who are both coming onto the front row for Pip Love and Luca Connor. Maya Kawana-Kaulani Roos comes on at lock for Jonah Nanwu. And for Australia, Ashley Masters and Emily Robinson both on.
Well, it has been a high-octane game, that's for sure. So the benches were always going to be important for these two teams. New Zealand have a very strong one, that's for sure. Australia need their hands on the ball. They need to get in good areas.
Grace Hamilton's off for Aussie as well. Bloodbin replaced by Grace Kemp.
Ball's brought down by Sarah Hirini. We are in for a pulsating half an hour. Here is Georgia Ponsonby, excuse me, on in 16 for New Zealand. Hirini. Mikieli Tu'u.
Not on the ball.
Always willing to struggle that extra inch for her team. Demand, oh, it was read beautifully by Chancellor, and it was a genuine attempt for sure. They'll play Australia's knock on, but boy, Chancellor almost picked the pocket.
Oh, if she'd only just turned her head around, she went straight for the player rather than looking at the ball. This one here. Oh, man, fingertips away from stealing that pill.
Sarah, when you're on the fringes of the breakdown, going for the 9, just make sure you start on the side. I need to get that side.
New Zealand will look good with ball in hand. What they're going to do is, looks like it's going to put Tui in behind the scrum to the left-hand side. There she is here making the call. To the left is Stacey Flula and Portia Woodman this near side, all her Sevens teammates.
Bind.
Do they go the right to Renee Holmes as the first receiver on the right-hand side?
Set.
As a fullback, it's very hard to defend here. Australia got both of their wingers up, so there's a lot of space left and right. Pauline Piliai, Rasa Mbale, she has a lot of greenery to cover. For me, I'll go to the right-hand side. We know Renee Holmes has got a good boot, kick it downtown, turn Australia around, and get a good kick chase.
Crouch.
Here is Renee Holmes, the New Zealand fullback.
Bind. Stay up. Set.
Slow ball for New Zealand and a good scrum, a great scrum for Australia.
Easy.
All the backs come flying in, pats on heads. That's tough stuff from the Wallaroos.
Well, it's the first time one scrum has gotten parity and has a big moment for the Wallaroos. Right in front. I wouldn't mind them going for a shot here. Slow the play down, take out the momentum. Oh, coach knows that's a goodie. We needed that.
I think they have called for the shot here too. There's some discussion about the line out, but I think the decision was made to go for points.
Oh, in these situations, in these games, we talk about moments. Players talk about it, coaches talk about it. That's a massive moment for this Wallaroos and this match. New Zealand just switched off for half a second. New front, couple of players in the front row, probably their first scrum.
They can, as long as they're 10 metres.
Remember, Australia still with their starting front row, so they're well into the game. Arabella McKenzie, just to the left of the horns here. She is a woman built for these moments.
And she's cemented herself as Australia's premier fly half, with an excellent boot on her as well, and she can put her team back in front here. Arabella McKenzie. I was going to say it's not the best strike she's ever had, and it's come off the post, and it lands for Dement. New Zealand going to run it out from their own goal posts. As Tui goes to ground on the 22. Mikaeli Tu'u. Tanjin Wainohu. Mikaeli Tu'u stayed to ground from that last carry, the number 8. New Zealand will play on. Here's the first touch for Maya Kawana-Kolani-Roos. Promising talent, Dement for Tui. Tui has Holmes, opts to go to contact, but it's a good offload for Dement. And that one round the corner for Amy Rule, looking for her support players. She finds it in the form of Roos, and New Zealand bust 40 metres upfield, and there's trouble here for Australia.
That's a clear, deliberate action.
Oh, man, we talk about moments. No. For the Wallaroos, it's going to be Ivania Wong who knocked that ball down.
Attack, thank you.
Exactly what they didn't want.
Do you want time off?
Oh, it's a nice break. Look at that from the Black Ferns, not letting the position in the field dictate where they are going to. See that? Just come straight and knock that ball on. Oh, they're going for the jugular here. New Zealand going to go to the line out.
Time off. So it's going all the way back?
It is, mate, yes.
Is it worthy of a card?
Yes, it is.
Okay, let's put it up on the screen.
We're going all the way back to something that's worthy of a
But
card.
Tempo, if I'm right, this is the better advantage.
Okay, let
But
me
if
know
we
when
need
you're
to
at the
send someone,
screen,
we can.
and I'll stick it off for you, mate, okay? Let me know when you're there.
Foul play by Australia.
Oh, foul play by Australia, and he said it's worth a card.
Foul play by you. By Australia. Yeah, Tempo, go ahead.
Okay, here's the best angle. We're looking at Australia 7.
Oh, it's a skipper as well, Shannon Perry. She's been singled out. She's the one in the headgear. Oh, shoulder to head. Oh, my goodness.
Yes, Tempo, sir. My initial thoughts there, we do have direct head contact. For me, Tempo, Dorian Cat. is always upright. We need to double check if there's any mitigation. I'm on no mitigation at the moment, Tempo.
Well, you spoke about Liana Makele too being very slow to get up, and that's the reason why.
Yeah, a bit more passive.
No mitigation is a bad sign for Shannon Perry.
It's just level of danger. I'd like to check. I'm not seeing any clear mitigation.
No clear mitigation, but perhaps low force.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know about no force. I think it got it pretty good.
Yeah.
I think that might save it. I think it might save it from a red there.
Okay. Well, Tempo, I think if we're happy with those facts, so we're on direct head contact. It's a low level of danger for me, but there is still that contact, so I'm going from red to yellow.
Agree, mate, with no mitigation. So yellow card, Australia number 7.
Okay, number 7. You saw that on the screen? So we do have direct head contact by you. Okay, for us there's no mitigation, but it's a low level of danger, so it's from red to yellow card. We will take this penalty there because there's a further advantage there, but you need to sit for 10, please.
Shannon Perry takes her medicine, and Australia are going to be down to 13 players. Avoids the red card, but a yellow for the Aussie captain, and she joins Ivania Wong in the bin. A critical moment in this match.
And the quick tap.
Away goes New Zealand. They're looking to stretch already. Du Plessis. Australia are going to have to dig very, very deep. Flula. Cox edge for Panjin Wainohu. Roos, who has made instant impact off the bench. Australia come through on knock on. New Zealand just too eager that time.
Your player was keeping her in.
Oh, Grace Kemp and Atasi Lafai doing some fantastic work there.
Gold 1 and 4, did you say? Okay, we're just going to start. No, for me, your player kept her in with her knee, so we cannot milk a penalty like that. She lost control.
Even if they're holding? Like holding us in, so we're trying to get them out to get on the over?
For me, your player was kneeing her down. Black 8. Black 8 needs to go for an HIA. Black 8.
That's Liana Micheli too. She was the one who had the collision with Perry, so she's going to have to leave the field.
3 is sub.
It's all go in this match, as you would expect. Liana Micheli too. The safest decision is to check her out for sure.
Yeah, on comes Kendra Reynolds. She's made her way onto the field. Santo Taumata is on as well. She was getting a few words of advice from Mike Cron here on the sideline before she went on. Grace Hamilton has been cleared up. Her nose has been patched up, and she's heading back on for Grace Kemp. Emily Robinson and Michaela Leonard from Australia both on too.
Told you it was all go.
It is.
I'll tell you what, Liz Patu's been huge for the Wallaroos, and also Lafai, who's come off the field. Absolutely massive. Now they need to back it up, the reserves. Got to be staunch here.
Bind! Set! Steady!
So remember, it's Australia down to 13 at the moment. Two players in the sin bin.
Yeah, one of those members is their skipper, who was a forward, so it's going to be 8 on 7 up front. So pressure on the scrum feed. New Zealand just have to keep their discipline here. Hold on the hit, and once the ball goes, and then power up.
Crouch. Bind.
Hold it, Uppy, hold it. Hold it, Uppy.
Set.
Hold it, Uppy. Hold it, Uppy.
Listen to Sarah Hinney. Hold it, Uppy, she's saying. That's Alfina Panjin Wainohu as New Zealand put a shove. Great work from Australia to get that ball in and out. Only down as far as Renee Holmes, though. Dement and Tui into the action. Tui chopping in off the left. Tui still going, dragged down 6 metres short. Cox edge. And Roos for New Zealand ploughs herself headlong into the Australian defence. Cox edge goes the blind. McMenamin, quick hands. Tui again can't quite get there. The defence is desperate from the Wallaroos. Cox edge Again, just short New Zealand. They go once more, Tangent Wainohu. New Zealand crash over and they go in front through Awhina Tangent Wainohu in just her third test.
Well, the counter-attack from New Zealand was fantastic. Renee Holmes goes to the middle of the field and they bounce back blind where Ruby Tui received the ball. She was involved a couple of times, but look at the strength of the number 14, the composure to set the ball up. It was a quick, clean bridge, and there it is, ball down. What a way to make an impact off the bench. Awhina Tangent Wainohu. New Zealand finally take the lead.
Ruby Tui's been huge tonight, hasn't she? She made the decision to commit to 15s this year rather than going to the pinnacle events for 7s, and it has paid off in spades.
Renee Holmes to try and extend New Zealand's advantage. It has been a hard-fought one for sure. Australia, boy, and a tough few moments coming up. But they are still right in. This is Holmes. Does add 2 more. A little chance for a smile to Renee Holmes. Converts the try and New Zealand lead 24-17.
Yeah, well, the discipline for New Zealand now is still be able to stay in their process, even though there are 2 players in advantage. The Wallaroos just need to slow things down. Try and milk out every single second.
Hedemy lays it back for Coxedge. Out the back for Demant. New Zealand try and work a play. Here's Santo Taumata, the bolter in the squad at 19, playing in a Rugby World Cup. Demant for Flula. Oh, Flula, cleverly done, steps through, gives the ball early for Tui. Tui's got one to beat, steps inside, loses control, and it's scooped up again as Australia scramble and hustle and fight to stay in this match.
Oh, they're rolling now. They're feeling it, aren't they? Not worrying about using the kick to exit. Stacey Flula, look at that skill. Ball in 2 hands, freezes off to the fender. Beautiful timing of the pass. Ruby Tui, good angle of it. In and back out and just loses the handle. That is great defense, tracking back though from the Wallaroos, and they needed an absolutely desperation coming in here. But Ruby Tui has been on fire.
That is a team with 13 players stretched to their limits. And, yeah, you got me, she says to M. Chancellor.
That's that never die attitude from the Australians, getting back. That's a back row, remember, coming and making that tackle. Scrum time, it was brilliant. They just got it in and out. That's all they need to do.
No, let's be fair. There's plenty of time in this game.
It's been played at a high tempo, so I'm not surprised. A bit of cramping going on. I thought it would come a lot earlier.
That's the trick you used to pull.
Well, hasn't that evened up? New Zealand in the first half out to about 68 tackles compared to Wallaroo 17 missed tackles. Well, that's obviously a concern when you're up by 2 players. Well, of course, that's going to be a stat that's going to happen. Come off late, but territory. Australia's still dominating in terms of that.
There's Kendra Reynolds in jersey 20 on for New Zealand. Australia have got some fresh legs out there, including the halfback Lane Morgan on in 21. She's got a really bright future.
No stability from you.
But they didn't get a chance to put the ball in, so it'll be a free kick for New Zealand. And they're going to take another scrum here.
With the knee on the ground there, no stability. Sorry, can you please have another scrum? Sure. Thank you. Scrum called.
Well, they have in previous tests used the winger in these areas in the scrum on attack, just with a little late switch, whether it be Ruby Tui or Portia Woodmans a lot of the time.
You good? Stood on. Yeah, stood on.
Ruby Tui just hanging in and around the first receiver, who's skipper, as an option.
There's still 20 minutes to go in this match. Still probably a couple for Parry and Wong in the sin bin. 11 and 7. Australia held really firm there, but McMenamin charges away off the back for New Zealand. Roos. Coxedge happy to work this blind side, a good blind to work with for McMenamin again. Morgan it is who makes the tackle on her. Harassed at the back, or Bremner just comes in at the right time. Good heads up from the New Zealand lock. Australia defending with all their might once more, and they stop Maya Roos again. Coxedge, Demand, Duplessis and Flula. Flula looking for a runners, doesn't need them. Is Flula going to go herself? Flings it for Woodman in the corner. And Wanda Woodman has a hat-trick.
But that's all Stacey Flula. Hasn't she come into some form? The number 13 outside centre for the Blackfoots. Look at her go to work here. Everything's lateral until she gets it. Defence, goes through 2 defenders, makes a miss, goes through another 2 defenders and gives that pass. No defence for the perfect pass. And you watch this. This is absolutely on a plate from Stacey Flula. Oh my goodness gracious me. That is some skill from the number 13.
She's a class act. Stacey Flula, her 22nd test, a Rugby World Cup winner in 2017. And she set it up on a plate for her great mate, Portia Woodman, to score her 3rd. It has been a tough 10 minutes for Australia. Holmes from wide. Oh, straight as an arrow, Renee Holmes. And now New Zealand have got this Eden Park crowd on their feet at 31 points to 17.
That's it for Renee Holmes. She's bowed after leaving the field. On comes number 23, Longo Ipolotu Lemapu, Atai Sylvia Brunt, and for Australia, Trelene Paul-Marty and Laurie Kramer, both on the field.
Tanjin Wynal, who slips the ball for that new player, the 18-year-old Sylvia Brunt. Oh, Woodman up the middle this time. And there's Brunt again. Coxedge all wrapped around the back, and again they go. Front football for New Zealand. Demand. Oh, Flula's got some space here. Just didn't quite time the kick right. And McKenzie did well to bring it back, and now Kramer. Mary Kramer for Australia.
Stay gold.
Australia just try and clear this way and take a little bit of a breather and give themselves some time to get back to 15. And Kirsty, it looks like the sin bins are on their way back.
Yeah, both of them making their way back onto the field. Much needed relief for Australia after a 10-minute period where 2 tries were scored.
Yeah, the damage done, wasn't it, while these women were off the park. New Zealand lethal. Just put it in perspective. The Wallaroos led 17-0. The Black Ferns have gone 31 points unanswered and on attack again.
Such a tough one, is it? Because if the Parry incident spotted first, the Wong one doesn't happen. But there is Parry, and you bet your bottom dollar this veteran Australian captain is going to give absolutely everything for this 20 minutes.
Lost it now.
Morgan will clear for McKenzie. Nice bit of handling, or good stuff from Kramer to Wong, straight back into the action. Hoisted high, but that's going to handball back to New Zealand, is it? As it goes out on the full.
Oh, and they had numbers too, Australia, and that's where they were so effective in the first half. They'll punch up the middle and then go wide real quick. They had their back line set, and unfortunately,
Yeah, they need to come in. I agree with you.
Arabella McKenzie just didn't come off as well as she had wanted. Just trying to relieve some pressure. I'm sure, but it's just handed the ball, as you spoke about, Ricky, back to New Zealand.
Georgia Ponsonby with the throw for New Zealand. It's over the top, though. There's still plenty of time in this match for Australia. And this is a young woman who will get them going forward. Kemba ripped by McMenamin. Brunt for Duplessis. Clatters into the line. And the offload for Brunt. How's the footwork from the teenager? McMenamin, who started it with the steal. Cox edge. Tui stabbing a little kick through for Woodman to chase. Is it going to be slightly too heavy? It is.
I'd like to see her running meters. Ruby Tui, she has been a machine tonight all over the park. Even though she's got number 14 on her back, she hasn't stayed on her wing hardly ever. She's been on right side, left side, middle side, every side.
Great news for the Black Ferns. Liana Mikaele-Tu'u has passed her HIA. She's standing by.
That's not out, and speak of the devil, here's Ruby Tui with the red streak. Striding forward again, Bremner.
Release!
Cox edge, Reynolds. Blunt, heavy contact. New Zealand finally getting to play with the tempo they'd look for. Here's Flula ranging out on the wing this time. Tangen Wainohu, try scorer. Not a lot of room for Flula to move, but still makes meters for New Zealand.
No, you're offside.
Ball's laid back for Georgia Ponsonby. That's 4 World Cups worth of experience and 60.
Kendra, she is offside.
63.
You're a better player to be able to pass around her. I get you.
63
She's slowing
tests.
it down. Tackle roll, east to west. I agree with you. Do you want time? Time?
She's been struggling for a little bit. I think that's why she's been patrolling that right-hand side, Stacey Flula. I think got to err on the side of caution. She's one of your big guns, so
Yes, go ahead.
take her off, that's for sure. Look after the number 13 has been fantastic.
She started running off and then she decided she'd walk. Stacey Flula, what a night for her. Hazel Tubitt comes on in jersey number 22 and Liana Mikaele-Tu'u. She's on. Charmaine McMenamin comes off for the Black Ferns.
What a story is Hazel Tubitt. Nearly gave up the game. She's been to World Cup. Decided, you know what, I'm going to have one more nudge. I've got to be at home. There's the smiling assassin. The crowd loves her.
They've had a heck of a day. Still 15 minutes to play, but New Zealand fans, we heard the hush, and that is something you can hear in New Zealand, as Australia just put them to the sword early on. Now, it's New Zealand who have control of the match at the moment.
You can have the line.
Chelsea Bredner in the middle of the line out. They work a move for Kendra Reynolds. Well read by Australia's defence. Flat and through the hands of Taumata. Australia are going to get this back. And you can see the mindset, the grit and determination from Grace Kemp. And now Emily Robinson. Morgan is going to have to clear out of here as Mackenzie.
Easy.
As it's cleared away to touch, and that's only gone about 20-odd metres out from the Australian line.
Yeah, will it be ruining the discipline or ill-discipline, in fact, the coach for the Wallaroos?
These These two ladies have so much respect for one another. Kendra Coxedge getting a standing ovation. The boys are waving here at Eden Park. Arahiana Marino Tauhinu is on.
Mikieli Tu'u, there's Marino Tauhinu straight away, has a little darting run, does the halfback. Australia are just still muscling up in defence though, putting on shots. Ruth will pick and go with the support of Ponsonby. Trying to drive forward, Tanjin Wainohu almost ripped away by Australia. Instead, New Zealand come away to the right, and Tui for the corner. She's been provider, and now she's the scorer. Ruby Tui in the corner for New Zealand.
Well, she's just one of those players that you have got to put in your side. She sacrifices everything for the team. She gives her all to the team. We've seen that with her work rate, and finally, not that she asks for it, but get some rewards for all of that hard work that she's given.
Hazel Tubic will take over the goal kicking, as Carlton Anna said. Played in the 2017 World Cup squad, but a bit part player, I guess. Battled her way back to being at this point to play a World Cup at home, the 31-year-old. Tubic is going to come short and away. New Zealand 36, Australia 17 now with 10 minutes to play.
You think about what she had to give up to try and even get herself in position to be in the squad. She was a superstar in the sevens, gave up a World Cup, gave up all that this year to try and just play at home in the 15s, and has paid off.
Have Australia got anything left? Can they find something more? Well, that will help. Except it's landed on New Zealand's side. It was a good contest in the air, but here's a mistake from New Zealand, and perhaps this is the chance for Australia to get moving again. Still 10 minutes to play. McKenzie for Wong, trying to get on the outside of Tui, can't do so, and is shoveled into touch.
She's just going across the field.
And that's the little things that she does. She's just scored a try. Some people switch off mentally. Ruby Tui, no. Still got to do my thing. There's a knock-on first, so you've got to come back here for Australia. Zero advantage for them. So they get another chance. Look at that, what a start for the Wallaroos in that first half. Try conversion, and then come from the Black Ferns as you always knew it was going to come.
Don't follow her.
3
Stay to the left, please.
tries in a row.
Thank you.
It's just those yellow cards.
They missed that penalty from in front, didn't they, off the posts, and then it almost went bang bang down the other end. The 2 yellow cards, a horror, basically 2 minutes for the Wallaroos, has turned this match against them.
Crouch. Fine.
And they've got it all to do with 10 minutes to play, but they're in position to attack from here through Morgan as she feeds the scrum, and away goes Lane Morgan. Tarita, that's who they want to get into the action, but that's solid defence from the New Zealand captain, Demant. Still charging hard.
Don't.
Morgan will dig this out for Robinson. Fredericks. Here's Tormarek. Good ball under pressure from Morgan. And the offload is good as well for Tarita. Stolen by New Zealand though. Tubic stands a little kick ahead. Duplessis can't catch up with it.
Play on.
Australia go quickly. Morgan. Through the hands it goes, it's gone backwards, but it falls for Roos in New Zealand. Tubic playing in at first 5. Bremner ranging. Mikaeli Tu'u wrestles with Grace Hamilton, who has not stopped. Penalty for the Black Ferns.
Now this is the challenge for the Black Ferns, to still keeping their structure. Yeah, they want to move the ball. Still got to keep to what your game plan is and execute that. Only 7 minutes left. You can't start chucking the ball around just because you know the result is probably out of the reach of the Wallaroos. Slow start to the game. You don't want a messy finish to it, I'm sure.
It's a good touch finder from New Zealand. It takes them 10 metres inside Australia's half.
Line in the middle. All the way back.
Ponsonby to throw. Roos is the target, and there's Dement. Reynolds, who is always a ball of energy.
Much better, thank you.
Dement, nicely done under pressure as Tui goes through the Australian defence, takes on the line, and Ruby Tui's solo effort is pumped.
What about that pass to set Ruby Tui through the hole? Oh my goodness gracious me. Look at this under pressure bomb on the inside by the skipper. Ruby Tui just slices him. You know what? Still got some work to do. I'm going to go through untouched! Exclamation mark on a fantastic performance from the right-hand winger.
The confidence to take it upon herself. Ruby Tui. She's personality plus, but she's got the substance to back up everything she does. Ruby Tui sets Eden Park alight.
There's been a lot of chat during the week about the competition between the wingers in this team. Ruby Tui is saying, you've got to pick me.
Absolutely. Still Aisha Litienga in the squad, unavailable for injury. I'm glad not the one making that decision, as Tubic doesn't strike that as well as she'd have liked. And New Zealand 41 now, play 17.
Look at those stats. Yeah, the 2 tries are just the plums, but it's the tackles, and they've been important tackles. In fact, a lot of the times, half of those were on their own line. And the metres gained 50. Massive.
Oh, brilliant in the air. She's been brilliant all day, Bien Tarita. Australia just looked to fire a few more shots at New Zealand. They haven't scored since the 29th minute. And they've turned it over here. Just untidy and conceding a penalty as well.
Yeah, well, it's messy, isn't it, from the Wallaroos? They just can't get anything going their way, and they're having to infringe to try and even slow the Black Ferns play down. Taking their big ball runners out of the game, the Black Ferns. Grace Hamilton, we haven't seen her be effective in the second half, hasn't had the opportunity. Liz Patu, when she went, well, there was a lot of their grunt gone as well.
Ruahei Dement has really stepped up too, hasn't she, in this half?
I'll tell you what I've liked about Ruahei Dement, sometimes the captain's armband weighs heavy, but I think it's enhanced her play. She's really taken that leadership role, and she is flying at the minute.
2 balls. Move, hooker. Move.
I've never seen her so vocal outwardly. Ruahei can see it just here. She's talking to her play, she's marshalling. She's all over it.
Roos. There is Dement and Reynolds. Well, Duplessis can't bring that ball in. It was tough to take. And Parry scoops it up for Australia. They will want something else out of this, Australia. They were so good for that opening half an hour. At the moment, will probably rue what might have been as they stab a little kick through, and this could be dangerous because it's broken play for the likes of Tui, Woodman and others. Tubic. Oh, the passes are sticking, the offload's just about there as well.
But again, that's the discipline you have to keep sometimes. You've got to keep your composure, hold that ball and reset for the next phase. That'll be the work on going into the one. Obviously the start as well. Be something they'll really highlight and look at.
Emily Chancellor down. She could be a real key for Australia going forward in the rest of this pool.
Well, the thing is for the Wallaroos, only game one. It's not as if their championship total hopes are over. Still get second in this pool, that's for sure. And that's what they'll be looking at. The points differential is going to be huge in all of these pools, so there's still a lot to play for.
And showed massive improvements, and perhaps when we first saw them here, this is the 4th time they've played New Zealand, and showing some really promising signs. It's just fell away over the last wee while.
Well, like you highlighted before, 5 minutes has cost them.
Like
that's all it's been. That's been a difference in this game. They had an opportunity to take the lead 17-all, 60 minutes in. They couldn't get that. They got 2 yellow cards, and that's been the story of the game. So they've been highly competitive, regardless of what the score says. They don't care about that.
Let's go, Black.
A lot of positive signs for this Wallaroos side.
Here we go. Will you give them numbers, please? 5. Thank you. 5, gold. I got over 5. No, come on in. Come on in, 18. Come on in.
Bremner rock solid in the middle of that line out all match. Roos can't get through Leonard.
Easy, easy. Advantage, tackler.
Penalty advantage New Zealand's way again as Brunt just clatters into the defensive line once more. Tubic, nice bit of skill and I was about to say good hands. Kendra Reynolds thought she had it. Couldn't quite keep it under control.
Your steal was perfect.
Kendra Reynolds, you've got to love her. She's just the hundies the whole time, isn't she, with everything she does.
I can't hear you. Yeah. Tackle Lisa, roll quicker, please.
Tap and go from Marino Tauhinu for his skipper. Here's Duplessis, hit hard. Great defence from Trelene Pormari in Australia, putting a shot on late in this match. Australia still wanting to play from deep inside their own territory. Morgan. Wide and wide again for Tarita. Great offload too, able to stand in the tackle for Chancellor. Morgan. Through for Robinson, Kramer. Pormari who earned the ball back with that big hit. And here's a slicing run from Trelene Pormari. She's got no support whatsoever, so just takes that ball into contact. Hope the cavalry arrive, and it does. In gold shirts, New Zealand trying to blow in over the top of this, but Hamilton's just kept it in Australia's hands. Great bust from Pormari. They reset and go again through Eva Kapani.
No hands, 18. Sorry, I spoke too soon.
Oh, spoke too soon, so Chelsea Bremner goes straight up the middle instead. Such a high work rate right till the end from Bremner. And Australia come back through, conceding the penalty in the process. One way then the other right at the death of this match.
Well, they tap and win just moments earlier. I think you just go to the corner. Or do they just take the win and say good night? Yes, they do.
The occasion threatened to overwhelm the Black Ferns in New Zealand, as Australia threw everything at them at the early stages, but they held firm and fought back, and it is New Zealand who win it 41-17 at Eden Park.
So New Zealand keep their flawless record against Australia intact. 23 meetings, 23 victories for the Black Ferns. And tonight they did it in front of over 35,000 fans at their home ground, Eden Park, to get their Rugby World Cup campaign off to a strong start. Plenty to dissect from that opening match between the Aussies and the Kiwis. On deck, Dom du Toit, Lana Ferguson and Drew Mitchell. Australia will find that really, really hard to swallow, because the scoreline certainly doesn't tell the whole story to this match and how well those girls played early on.
Yeah, look, they came out of the blocks really well. Started strong, had all the momentum and the possession and the territory for the opening 20 minutes and came away with points. They were leading 17-0 at one point. And just towards the back end of that second half, the Black Ferns came in, and then from there they just got the confidence, they got momentum, and really put the Wallaroos to the sword.
I think the turning point for me was we always knew the Black Ferns were going to come into the game. They got a couple of tries before half-time, which were crucial for them. But those 2 yellow cards, instrumental in the way that the game played after that. But
which
also,
you're not happy about.
No, I'm not happy about. But also the Wallaroos, I think we saw a lot of fatigue creep into their game, and that played throughout the second half.
It was. That fatigue came, as you said, from the yellow cards. And then just again, as we were chatting in the break, just them not being professional, that fatigue, that training, not being able to train day in, day out, full time, that just really showed at the back end then with the Black Ferns, just their conditioning and fitness just overpowering the Wallaroos.
Early on, the Black Ferns looked like perhaps they were a little bit overawed by the occasion, playing in front of their home fans, the pressure. The Wallaroos, they threw absolutely everything at them, jumping out to a 17-0 lead.
Yeah, well, we played the territory game, and it was through defence, great kick chase to be able to get that. Again, forcing an error from the Black Ferns to be able to turn that possession. And we were camped down here for quite a while, putting them under all sorts of pressure. They had to absorb a fair bit, but we got over 3 times, taking it to 17-0, which is a nifty lead.
Yeah, absolutely. The Wallaroos have found a star in Bien Tarita. She's been really strong, not just in finishing those 2 tries, but her carries throughout the game, always getting over the advantage line. She was strong in defence, her kick chase, everything like that. So everything to her game points to her being a real star, not just tonight, but moving forward deeper into the pool stage. But then we saw the Black Ferns get that momentum back. They started to get territory, they started to get possession, and then it was them putting pressure on the Wallaroos, which we then saw mount into some ill discipline, but also some tries to the Black Ferns.
Yeah, it was. I think we'll talk about it later, but Ruby Tui, just that composure she showed at the start when they were under pressure, and then her and Portia would be between the 2 of them. Both Sevens players showing their professional ability and skills there with Portia and Ruby, making some nice combinations, and I think Ruby Tui was really instrumental in that.
We'll have a closer look at Ruby Tui and Portia a little bit later, but a hat-trick for Portia tonight to go with her 7 tries in the warm-up for the Rugby World Cup. But there were 2 clear shifts in momentum in this game. The Wallaroos dominating early on, especially that first 30 minutes, and then yellow cards came into it. 2 quick yellow cards in quick succession, and then it was all the Kiwis.
Yeah, I think the hard thing for me to get my head around those 2 yellow cards, the first one was Ivania Wong got sent off because she tapped the ball down, but then they went back and they wanted to have another look at Shan Parry getting high contact on the head. But the thing that I find tricky to get my head around is that the Shan Parry incident actually happened beforehand. So why can't we then go back and say, well, you know what, disregard the first yellow card. Let's just go with the one.
The first one.
Let's just go with Shannon Parry.
So the first yellow card is actually the second indiscretion because Shannon Parry's happened a number of phases earlier, but didn't get picked up until after Ivania Wong was sent from the field. So, yeah, I mean, I can definitely understand the logic in that. But unfortunately, because we see here the contact to the head from Shannon Parry is a clear yellow card, which we're not disputing. No. But what you're saying is that if that was picked up in the moment, we wouldn't have got to the phase where Ivania Wong then infringed, therefore she wouldn't have got a yellow card.
It's only fair. And, I mean, if you're having a look at the game as a spectator sport as well, it was 17 apiece. These Black Ferns are hard enough, or any international game is hard enough to play 15 on 15. You're going to take 2 players off. The game completely changed from then. But, yeah, I find it quite unbelievable that they can't go back to that moment with Ivania Wong and say, you know what, we're going to go with that. The yellow card that happened beforehand. I understand it's international rules, but it's just very hard to get your head around when that's not the way that the game was played.
Yeah. Especially because Ivania's wasn't because it was foul play. It was
exactly,
just,
she didn't go out and there was no malice in it. She didn't hurt anyone. It was just tapping the ball down.
How do you see that, Dom?
I completely agree. I think it was at such a crucial point in the game. Like 17 all, we had all the momentum. The Wallaroos had all the momentum at that point. Such a crucial point to make a call like that. The whole momentum swings, and that's when the Black Ferns just took away. And I think, yes, that they're a professional team and they had an awesome second half, but if you have 15 women on that field at that time, it's a very, very different ending to that game, I think.
I don't think the referee got it wrong. It's just within the parameters of
It's as a game,
World
right?
Rugby and the laws, they just couldn't do anything different. So.
Yeah.
But that's just another moment of refereeing in rugby that is frustrating.
Let's add it.
Yeah. Australians in particular. We're always on the wrong side of these calls. That's when the floodgates open, though. The Kiwis are piling on 41 unanswered points to go on with the victory. Let's head back to Eden Park now to get all of the reaction from the captains.
Commiserations, thank you so much for your time. That score probably didn't reflect how close that game was. For you, how do you sum it up?
Yeah, it's a tough battle, that one. A bit of discipline, and I think for us, we were in it and probably let the foot off the throat a little bit there, so something we'll look to build on in the next games.
There were some really good things about that performance. It was a brilliant start. Tell us what worked so well in that first 30 minutes.
Yeah, I think for us, we really took it to them from the get-go. As I said, I think we sort of left the foot off a little bit there, but yeah, we started really positively, which is really good.
And a couple of discipline errors, as you say, a couple of yellow cards there that probably cost you. How will you reflect on those?
Yeah, definitely. I think discipline's a thing that we've had, but just still chasing that 80-minute performance. I think we were short today, but massive crowd that came out here to Eden Park. It's a really global game now. And massive shout out to our supporters back home and everyone over here who's come out to support women's rugby.
It wasn't quite a blackout as well. There was some green and gold in that crowd for you.
Yeah, there was a couple of our family and friends that come over and made the trip across the ditch, and massive thanks to them and all our supporters back home.
Thanks so much, Shannon. All the best.
Ta.
Rawahei, kia ora e hoa. Thank you so much for your time and congratulations. How do you summarise that performance? First Rugby World Cup match at home for you.
It was definitely a game of two halves. Australia put us under the pump there right from the start. And for most of us, this was our first ever introduction to a Rugby World Cup. I'm proud about how we closed off that first half, the way that our substitutions sparked up the energy and lifted us, and the way that we finished that game.
How does it feel running out to a sold-out Eden Park, the home of rugby here in New Zealand? When you're standing there, I think that was the fiercest haka that I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's never been done before. We've spoken about like never before in our team. There's so many firsts for us this year. First World Cup, first time ever women have sold out Eden Park. So I want to give a big mihi to all our whānau, all our fans. We feel your energy, we feel your aroha, and we feel your tautoko.
What does this mean to this team? What does this mean to the Black Ferns and all the legends that have gone before you?
How much time do we have? It's a big question. It means so much, not only to the playing group that's here now, but to all of those who have gone before us, the girls who missed out as well, and also the players that are yet to come. This is a massive milestone and a huge step forward in the legacy of the Black Ferns and women's rugby in Aotearoa.
You're such an inspiration. You're inspiring so many. Look at this crowd and soak it up. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for coming out and supporting us.
Massive moment for women's rugby and women's sport, a sellout. Eden Park. Do not go anywhere. Plenty more reaction from New Zealand coming up. Of course, Stan Sport is the only place you can see every single match of the Rugby World Cup. Sign up now for your free trial. It's also the place of and the home of plenty of great reality TV coming your way.
From the producers of Married at First Sight comes Stan's seductive new dating series.
I need a best friend who makes me laugh and make me horny.
Can these singles find one true love without seeing any pics?
If I saw him on a dating app, I would swipe left.
Get ready to make a choice with an explosive twist.
What?
The Stan original dating series Love Triangle, every Thursday, only on Stan.
Love Triangle coming to Stan. Drew Mitchell, you making an appearance?
Perhaps. I don't know, maybe like a...
I'm just waiting for the phone to ring and I'll be there.
Love Pentagon or dodecahedron or something.
You might need an audition. But Dom, we just saw the captain speaking then, in particular the New Zealand one. You could just see how much this moment meant to them. There's so many emotions out there at Eden Park at the moment.
Yeah, it did. It was special for them being a home World Cup and world record-breaking crowd for a women's game. I think that's probably also what happened at the start. They were just felt that pressure a little bit, but they've done it at a home crowd, continued their winning streak against the Wallaroos.
Yeah, it was an incredible moment. Okay, let's head straight back to Eden Park now and get the word from the coaches on the ground.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us, Jay. When you look back and you review this performance, what do you think you'll look at?
Again, we're more than competitive throughout, especially in that first half, and then a bit of discipline, a bit of ill discipline from us, and not sticking to our structures obviously cost us a fair bit in that second half.
It's hard when you're down to 13 players, isn't it? What sort of messages are you sending down from the coach's box to regroup and to bring this team together?
Yeah, we're trying to obviously get them to just stay into the fight and work hard off the ground, leave the ruck alone as you would when you're a couple of players down. But, you know, full credit to the Black Ferns. They showed their skill out there and exposed us when we were a couple of players down.
There must be some good parts that you're happy with about that performance. What satisfied you the most?
Obviously, it's a few improvements in regards to our set-piece accuracy and our scrum tonight. It kind of kept us in the fight, kept us in with that bit of territory and possession. But as I said, it's a disappointing way to finish the game.
Thanks so much for your time, Jay.
No worries, thank you.
Yes, Wayne Smith, congratulations. You've been to a number of World Cups. This is your first one with a woman, though. What does it mean to you and what does it mean to this team?
Yeah, this is huge for these women to come along and see a crowd like this. Who would have thought? The last time I helped a Black Ferns team was 1997 and we played at Burnham Camp. So this is pretty special.
What was the reaction like in the coach's box throughout that second half? Because it was a pretty unbelievable comeback, coming back from 17-0 down, and your bench really came on and fired.
Yes, I knew that we were a bit overwhelmed, I think, by everything in the first half. We weren't ourselves. We knew that we had to calm down. So the half-time talk was pretty calm, thanking them for the physicality they showed at the end of the half, and just to replicate that going forward. We saw a couple of tactical things that we could do. But I'm really proud of the way they came back, because it's not easy when you're getting out physicaled like that by another team and you're down points. It's not easy to come back. So hats off to the women.
Well, this crowd was clearly behind you. This nation is behind you. Thank you so much.
Yes, thanks very much. It's been a great occasion.
Good to see a smile on the coach's face. Wayne Smith, he has been involved in many massive moments in New Zealand rugby. Would have loved to have been a fly on the wall during his halftime chat to the Black Ferns when they were trailing 17-0. So New Zealand now turn their attention to taking on Wales next week to continue Group A action. Australia, they will face Scotland, but there's still plenty more to dissect from that match between Australia and New Zealand, their World Cup opener. And we will head back to the ground very soon and catch up with one of the big stars from Australia, the Wallaroos, M. Chancellor, with Sean Maloney. You are watching the Rugby World Cup opening weekend right here on your home of rugby, 9 and Stan Sport. New Zealand celebrating a 41-17 point win over the Wallaroos in front of a packed house at Eden Park, but they certainly didn't have it all their own way. The Wallaroos jumping out to a 17-0 lead before the floodgates opened after a couple of yellow cards, and the Kiwis celebrated victory in front of very happy home crowd. It's been incredible scenes there at Eden Park. Rita Ora opening the tournament and then that performance from the Black Ferns. It's just so good for women's rugby, Alana.
Yeah, it is. It's incredible that everyone could turn their tellies on today and watch such a great spectacle of this sport. And I think the Wallaroos, the way that they started the game, they were incredibly impressive. Those yellow cards had a big factor on the way the game played out, but also to finish off, the Black Ferns, so much class in the way that they stayed composed and then threw their football and put the Wallaroos under pressure. So I think both countries can be very proud of how their teams played, but the Black Ferns essentially outclassed the Wallaroos in this game and did very well to do it at home at Eden Park.
The last time we spoke to the Wallaroos coach, Jay Tregoning, was the last time Australia played New Zealand before the World Cup, and Dom, he was saying he feels like they are really close. They are so close to taking down this Kiwi side, and we saw that tonight. They can take a lot of confidence from this.
We did. They definitely can. We said they need to come out of the blocks fast, and they did. They just couldn't put that second half performance in, which will come. He said it's coming, and it definitely will.
Yeah, there's a lot to like about the performance from the Wallaroos, and a lot to be confident moving forward in this competition. It's tournament rugby. Top two in the pool go through, and then the two best third-placed teams from those pools as well. So there's still a lot to like. It's about, OK, what went well, what didn't go well for us tonight, what can we work on? Because we get another shot next week against Scotland, and they've got to get up and mentally, emotionally and physically get up there and you know, put another performance out there.
How will they dust themselves off? Let's head back to Sean Maloney, who's on the ground with Chancellor.
Game, a whirlwind. I feel like we gave it our absolute all in that first 20, and we did everything we could to hold on, but they just played such a fast game, and they played better than us by the end of it.
Can you remember a better opening 30 from the Wallaroos ever?
No, never. I'm so proud of the way we all stood up and we said, you know, it's been a 5-year process and we're here and we're going to give it our all. And we started the game well, and unfortunately, traditional to the Wallaroos, we dropped off in that second 20, and that really hurt us, and we struggled to find our way back into the game from there.
What will you carry forward in your next pool game?
Carry forward the fact that we can hold onto the ball, we can play some good, wide, expansive rugby. We are exciting, and we will play with Tika for the whole 80 for the next game.
And lastly, just speaking of exciting, can we talk about Bian Tarita's 2 tries? How good was she?
She's incredible. It's just, she's got the leg drive, the power, and she knows what it feels like to be over in that in goal, and that's something that not everyone has. So when she gets the ball, she knows she can do it, and we believe that she can as well. So it's the matter of getting the ball in Bibi or Ivania's hands.
We're proud of you. You had a cracking night, and we'll see you up in Whangarei AM.
Can't wait. Thank you so much. Thank you to all the Australians that are watching us. We really love the support.
Chancellor there with Sean Maloney. She is such a crucial part of this Wallaroos side. She's a leader on and off the field, and she worked hard tonight, Drew.
Yeah, she was really strong. I just think her work rate's great. She's the best on-baller in the Wallaroos side. She gets over that ball like we see here. That was a turning point. That really helped the Wallaroos get their first points off the back of that, and the momentum that she was able to win with that play. But she's just in everything. She's got great understanding and great feel for a back row to put herself where the action is, and then when she gets there, she makes a menace of herself, gets over that ball really well.
Yeah, well, both sides of the ball, she's putting so much pressure on the opposition, but she's also such an inspiring athlete of our game for the younger generation to watch. I mean, you got to see her speak about the game, how much it means to them, the preparation. She's a true role model in the way that she carries herself both on and off the field, and tonight she performed really well for the Wallaroos.
Yeah, and you talk about her being inspiring for the next generation. She's got such a great work rate. If someone's made a break, she's there. Yep. Whether that be from the Black Ferns team, she's there to support and D. It's from the Wallaroos team, she's there to be their support and attack or get over the breakdown. Like, that's the work off the ball, the unseen stuff that she also does incredibly.
Yeah. And showed plenty of class off the field as well, giving a shout out to all of the Wallaroos fans at home. Well, we are just warming up here for the Rugby World Cup 2021. Pool A standings, this is currently how it looks. New Zealand, they are on top after that win, and Australia, unfortunately, they are still at the bottom. There's still so much more rugby to play. Wales and Scotland, they will face off tomorrow to continue Pool A action. We still have a triple header coming your way exclusively on Stan Sport. And then next weekend, the party continues. All of the action of the Rugby World Cup is held on the weekends of triple headers Saturday and Sunday, and you won't miss a minute of the action right here on Stan Sport. So this is what's coming your way. Next weekend, Scotland, Australia. So the Wallaroos, they have about 6 days to dust themselves off before they face the Scots, and then the USA and Japan go head-to-head. This one should be a cracker. Then France and England, a battle of the heavyweights, Drew. That's going to be huge.
Yeah, that's a huge clash. Both had impressive wins earlier on today. That is one to make sure that you set your clock and tune in for that one.
Italy, Canada, Wales, New Zealand and Fiji and South Africa round out the second weekend of the Rugby World Cup. And don't forget a massive fight coming your way on Stan Sports. Sonny Bill Williams facing off with Mark Hunt in their heavyweight bout. That is on Stan Events in November. If you haven't signed up to Stan Events, do it now. And Rugby World Cup Weekly comes to you every single Tuesday to wrap up all the action and preview next weekend's action of the Women's World Cup. Great to spend tonight with you guys. What a night of rugby.
Good. Thank you, ladies. Thank you.
It was so good. Very inspiring game from both sides. So looking forward to the rest of this World Cup campaign.
I'm available. The girls' night.
You've got a really tough gig to do. I don't know how you're doing it.
You're an honorary girl, dancing to Rita Ora, putting your hand up for Love Triangle auditions.
Sucks to be Drew Mitchell.
Good to have you on, Dan. And Dom, great to see you as well. It's been
Thank you.
Spending the night with you, getting all of your insights on rugby.
Thanks for having me. I really enjoyed it.
We'll do it again next week. Thanks for your company at home, and we'll see you next week.